Well, here they come. They're off Crossway, pacing to the top. Ben Dillon's racing second. Backward Boy up on the outside, going on to second. They swing into the turn. It's Crossway cutting it out. Ben Dillon now second again. On the outside, Backward Boy has third. Legitimate Power up on the inside, racing fourth and by the eighth. They swing on up the backstretch off for the quarter. Crossway the leader. Ben Dillon with cover, racing is second. Backward Boy is third. That's Bonnie Tross. Up on the outside, she's now fourth. Then Legitimate Powers racing fifth on the rail. Then Cherry Twist, 31 and 3 by the quarter. Then Sipalong Antelope, Charbon and Joan, Debbie Jodas trailing. Swinging around the top turn out in front by a length that is Crossway. Then Dillon racing is second. Bonnie Tross parked, hangs tough third. Backward Boys fourth on the rail. Legitimate Power out moving now fifth. They come racing to the half. Crossway has the best of it on the outside. Bonnie Tross comes to second. She's parked. Ben Dillon's on the inside. Legitimate Power on the outside. Backward Boy, Charbon and Joan. Cherry Twist, Chipalong Antelope, and Debbie Jodas. They were by the half and four. Swinging into the turn, they race now to the 5/8. The leader, Crossway, by a length. Ben Dillon and Bonnie Tross still hangs tough third. Then Backward Boy. Legitimate Power outside fifth. It goes Charbon and Joan out three wide, brushing on. Then Cherry Twist, Sipalong Antelope, and Debbie Jodas. They go to the 3/4, and it is still Crossway, a length and a half now. 35 and 2 by the 3/4. Racing into the top turn, Crossway, Ben Dillon. Bonnie Tross hangs third. Charbon and Joan is fourth. Legitimate Power up on the inside now fourth. Charbon and Joan is fifth. Sipalong Antelope, Backward Boy, Cherry Twist, Debbie Jodas. Swinging for home, it is a Crossway. Ben Dillon and Bonnie Tross. Legitimate Powers driving up between horses. And here they are to the wire. It is Crossway, Legitimate Power. Then Bonnie Tross tight for fourth between Charbon and Joan, Ben Dillon. Time for the mile, 2:07. The winner of the third race, number 1, Crossway. Bay pacing horse 4, Batarport Irvin from Sweetway. Owned by Len Wilson of Woodstock. Wally Hennessy driving, fifth winning trip this year for Crossway. This afternoon, 2:07. Race out of the third race, now official. Crossway, your race winner. Ben Dillon, fifth. Backward Boy was eighth. Cherry Twist, ninth. Charbon and Joan, fourth. Debbie Jodas, seventh. Bonnie Tross, third. Sipalong Antelope, sixth. Legitimate Power was second. Race times, quarter, 31 and 3. Half, 1:04. 3/4, 1:35 and 2, the mile, 2:07. Seventh race, top of the stretch, Loonbait, Dusty, Jill Barrio, Riverview Boy, Colleen Clancy, Buckshot Baron, Wally Hennessy, Repeat Power, Mike Doyle, Adios Stephen, Terry Bernard, Little Puff A with John Davies, Power on Brian Moore, Shazbot with Steve Mahar, Trailer Mackmore, Ace Clarkey Smith. Here they come. They're off Loonbait, Dusty pacing out on top and going for it now. Buckshot Baron, three wide, racing on. Swinging into the turn, they're four wide. It is Loonbait, Dusty, Riverview Boy between horses. Up on the outside, four wide, Shazbot going for the lead now. On up the backstretch, it is Shazbot going to the top. Loonbait, Dusty's on the inside and racing a second. Riverview Boy on the rail now is third. Little Puffy outside, fourth going on. He's now third. Riverview Boy is now fourth. They're by the opening quarter, 34 and 1, swinging into the top turn. Shazbot, he's the leader. Little Puffy hangs a second now. Loonbait, Dusty is third. Riverview Boy is fourth. Power on, driving up on the outside. Then it is Mackmore, Ace, Adios, Stephen out moving. Buckshot Baron, Repeat Power trails. They're through the stretch, driving to the half. On the outside, Little Puffy, the leader, and Shazbot has him parked though. Then it is Loonbait, Dusty, Power on. Riverview Boy, Adios Stephen. Then Mackmore Ace, Buckshot Baron, Repeat Power, the half in 3 and 3. Head of the turn now, they race on to the 5/8. Little Parfait pacing out on top. Shuzzbot is second, Loon Bay Dusty third, Riverview Boy is fourth. Power on Hangs a fifth. Going out 3 wide, Adios Stephen, then Mackmore Ace, Buckshot Baron, Repeat Power trailing. They've raced on to the 3/4. It's Little Parfait, a length and a half. Shuzzbot is second. Loon Bay Dusty out from third to challenge, racing on, and they are by the 3/4, 36 and 1. Into the top turn, Little Parfait on the outside. Loon Bay Dusty, that's Mackmore Ace, 4 wide, driving on strong, comes quickly to second. Mackmore Ace is swinging forward. He takes the lead. They're by the 7/8 and swinging for home. It is Mackmore Ace moving away. Little Parfait, Loon Bay Dusty, Adios Stephen, Repeat Power coming up on the outside. Here they are to the wire. It is Mackmore Ace, and it's going to be tight for second. Too tight to call. They need a photo. Time for the mile. 2:08 and 4. And parading now, winner of the 7th race, number 9, Mackmore Ace, Bay Pacing, gelding, he's 5. But John the 3rd from Little Dipper, owned by Richard and Brent McClellan of Charlottetown and Blair and Alice Sherwood, Prince Edward Island, trained and driven by Clarkie Smith. The horse gets his 4th winning trip this season this afternoon, 2:08 and 4. And the result of the 7th race now official. Loon Bay Dusty was 8th, Riverview Boy 2nd, Buckshot Baron 9th, Repeat Power 4th, Adios Stephen 5th, Little Puff A 7th, Power On was 6th, Shuzzbot 3rd, and Mackmore Ace your race winner. Times quarter 31 and 1, half 103 and 3, 3/4 136 and 1, the mile 2:08 and 4. Doyle Casey, Jamp, Jill Berrio, Brother Smoothie with Marcel Berrio, Merrywood Lee with Clark Smith, Jill Mack, Brandy Phillips, Sip Along Antelope, Stan Nelson, Taverns, Dan Walling, Hennessy, Rustly Master, Steve Mason. The trailer is Adios Julie with Terry Bernard, and here they come. Clear off Brother Smoothie. Goes quickly to the top, and then from the far outside, Rustly Masters driving up wide. Out of the turn, Brother Smoothie. Jill Mack is now second. Casey Jam third. Jill Mack is now the leader as they go racing by the 8th, and she shows the way up the backstretch. Jill Mack has moved out now by 2 lengths. Then that's Rustly Master in trouble. The inquiry sign going up, quarter 34 and 3. Racing around the top turn, pacing on top, but it's Jill Mack. Jill Mack and Brother Smoothie racing second. KC Jam is third. Merrywood Lee outside driving 4th. Legitimate Power, he is 5th. Then on the reel, coming up on the outside, it is Sip Along Antelope. Then it's Adios Julie and Taverns Dan trailing as they go racing up by the half, and Jill Mack, she is the leader. Jill Mack on top, the half in 103 and 3. They swing around the lower turn, racing to the 5/8. Jill Mack is pacing on top, and Brother Smoothie has a second. That's Merrywood Lee outside driving on to third. They swing up the backstretch now, go on to the 3/4. Jill Mack and Brother Smoothie, Merrywood Lee is third. Casey Jam is 4th. Sip Along Antelope, Legitimate Power, Taverns, Dan, Adios Julie, and they are by the 3/4. 135 and 2, and that is Brother Smoothie. Now pacing to the top, Brother Smoothie and Jill Mack racing a second. Casey Jam is now third. Merrywood Lee on the outside racing a 4th. Sip Along Antelope 5th. Legitimate Power, Taverns, Dan, Adios Julie swinging home. It is Brother Smoothie. Then Jill Mack and Merrywood Lee and Legitimate Power up on the outside, and here they are to the wire. Brother Smoothie, Merrywood Lee, Legitimate Power, Casey Jam. Time for the mile, 2:06 and 3. And parading now the winner of the 3rd race, number 3, Brother Smoothie, Chestnut Horse 8 by Kessler Hanover From I'm Smoothie Wick, owned by Orville Willis O'Leary, Prince Edward Island, trained and driven by Marcel Barrio. You're winner in 2, 6, and 3.
Well, you're wondering what happened to Russell Master. We're going to show you there. He went right through the big white fence, right through out onto the Golden Grove Road.
And the result of the third race now official. Legitimate Power third. KCGM was fourth. Brother Smoothie, your race winner. Marywood Lee second. Jill Mack was eighth. It's Saturday, December 15th, the 99th day of racing at EPR, the first race approaching the top of the stretch. Tegwin with Ivan Davies, Isaac Character Steve Mahar. Broadcaster Billy Steve Mason, Legitimate Power Mike Doyle. Miramichi Darrell with Phil Sowers, Glengale Sterling, Jody Hennessy. Charbel and Joan with Tommy Mason, outside Taverns Dan, Wally Hennessy. The trailer Pajota Spark with Eric Lakes, and here they come. They're off Miramichi Darrell and Glengale Sterling battling neck and neck for the lead up on the inside. Isaac Character racing third, and they're 3 wide around the turn. Miramichi Darrell between horses. He is the leader. Isaac Character now second. Glengale Sterling now back to second. Isaac Character is third. Tegwin has fourth. Broadcaster Billy going up on the outside. Racing on from fifth. It is Miramichi Darrell, and Glengale Sterling backs off. Gets cover behind the leader. And the Broadcaster Billy keeps rolling on. He's up to third as they go racing up by the quarter, 31-1. Isaac Character is now fourth. Tegwin racing fifth. Then Pajota Spark. Legitimate Power, Charbel and Joan and Taverns Dan trailing as they come racing on to the 3/8 pole. They're by that marker now, and Miramichi Darrell shows the way, has the best of it right now, a length and a half. Glengale Sterling is second. Broadcaster Billy Parkton drives up a third. Isaac Character fourth on the rail. Legitimate Power outside now fifth. Then it is Tegwin, Charbel and Joan, Pajota Spark and Taverns Dan. They're by that opening half in 104. Into the turn they go to the 5/8 now, and the leader is Miramichi Darrell. Then Glengale Sterling racing a second. Broadcaster Billy hangs tough third. Isaac Character locked in fourth by the 5/8. Legitimate Power's been parked. He's racing on fifth. Then it is Tegwin, Charbel and Joan. Pajota Spark going out wide. Taverns Dan trails. And they race neck and neck now to the 3/4. Broadcaster Billy and Miramichi Darrell. They're by the 3/4 at 36-4. Miramichi Darrell holds. Broadcaster Billy's on the outside. Glengale Sterling's up on the rail third. Then Legitimate Power out 3 wide. Now comes on for fourth. Isaac Character's on the rail racing fifth. Then it is Pajota Spark. They swing for home. Miramichi Darrell. Glengale Sterling still looks for room coming through on the inside. Up on the outside, Legitimate Power comes on. It is now Legitimate Power. Here they are to the wire. Legitimate Power, then Charbel and John tight for third. Time for the mile. 2:08-4. And parading now the winner of the first race, number 4, Legitimate Power, brown pacing colt. He's 3. By Power Baron from Innocent Affair. Owned by Brian Foster of St. John, trained and driven by Mike Doyle. The colt scores his 8th winning trip this year, pacing this afternoon in 2:08-4. Number 4, Legitimate Power, and Mike Doyle. And the result of the first race now official. Tegwin 4th. Isaac Character was 3rd. Broadcaster Billy 7th. Legitimate Power, your race winner. Miramichi Darrell was 8th. Glengale Sterling 5th. Charbel and Joan 2nd. Taverns Dan was 9th. Pajota Spark was 6th. Race times quarter 34-1. The half 104. 3/4 136-4. And the mile in 2:08-4. The 8th race approaching the top of the stretch with a field of 9. Tegwin and Ivan Davies, J.G. Brady Charlton, Pee-wee Patty Elmore White. Queen Lakes with Ross McDonald, Legitimate Power Mike Doyle. Artie's Charm with Jill Barrio, Midnight Down Steve Mason, Diamond Digger Steve Mahar, trailing KC Jam with Randy Phillips, and here they come. They're off. It's Artie's Charm quickly to the top. JG on the inside, racing second. Midnight Down up on the outside. Now second. JG has third. Then Tegwin. Diamond Digger goes up on the outside. Then it's Pee Wee Patty, Legitimate Power, KC Jam, and Queen Lynx is the trailer as they race on to the quarter. Artie's Charm is in command. He's leading all light. Midnight Down gets cover behind the leader. JG is third. Then Diamond Digger rushing up on the outside going on. Is now third. And they go into the top turn with Artie's Charm on top. Midnight Down second. Diamond Digger driving third. JG is fourth. The quarter was in 31 and 4. They swing around the top turn coming to the 3/8. It's Artie's Charm. Diamond Digger racing second. Midnight Down is third. JG is fourth. And they're driving through the stretch onto the half. Up front, cutting it up, Artie's Charm. On the outside, Diamond Digger Park gets to second. Midnight Down is third. JG fourth. Legitimate Power outside fifth. Then it is Tegwin. KC Jam on the move. Pee Wee Patty and Queen Lynx is the trailer as they go into the lower turn after a half and 5 and 1. It is Artie's Charm. Midnight Down is second. Diamond Digger hangs third. JG fourth. Legitimate Power and Tegwin, they're neck and neck. So is KC Jam and Pee Wee Patty. And Queen Lynx is the trailer as they race on to the 3/4. Artie's Charm, a length and a half, and Midnight Down is second. Then JG racing third. Legitimate Power wide is racing fourth. They're by the 3/4, 37 and 4. It is Artie's Charm moving out now by 3. Midnight Down is racing second. A battle on for third as they come by the 7/8 and swing for home. Artie's Charm, Midnight Down, Legitimate Power coming to third. JG's on the inside, racing fourth. Tegwin trying to come through in between horses. Here they are, Artie's Charm, Midnight Down, then tight for show. And the time for the mile, 2:09 and 2. Parading now, winner of the 8th race, number 6, Artie's Charm. A Bay Pacing gelding 5, but Tarport Arnie from Connie's Charm. Owned by Paul Dares of St. John, trained and driven by Jill Barrio. That's the second winning trip this year for Artie's Charm, pacing this afternoon in 2:09 and 2. And the result of the 8th race is now official. Tegwin was third. JG 5th. Pee Wee Patty 6th. Queen Lynx was 9th. Legitimate Power 4th. Artie's Charm, your race winner. Midnight Down 2nd. Diamond Digger 7th. KC Jam was 8th. Times quarter 31 and 4. Half 105 and 1. 3/4 137 and 4. And the mile in 2:09 and 2. For the field of 7, we have Charlton and John with Tom Mason. Legitimate Power, Mike Doyle. Snake Charmer, Steve Mahar. Potential Plus and Terry Bedard. Miramichi Enter, Millet Coughlan. Midnight Down with Steve Dowdy. Hector Herbert and Gordy Hennessy, and here they come. They're off. Potential Plus and Miramichi Enter battling for the lead, and Charlton and John on the inside. She is racing third. The leader is Potential Plus now. Miramichi Enter driving second at the leader's wheel. Charlton and Joan has third. Legitimate Power is racing fourth. Then Snake Charmer is fifth. Then it's Midnight Down. And the trailer is Hector Herbert as they go to the quarter. And moving up on the outside, Legitimate Power. He's racing on. Is now third and going on. Potential Plus the leader. Legitimate Power to second. Miramichi Etter's racing third. Charlton Joan is fourth. And they're by that opening quarter. 33 and 3 around the top turn. The leader is Potential Plus. Legitimate Power hangs second. Miramichi Etter is third. Then Charlton Joan, Snake Charmer, Midnight Down, and Hector Herbert is the trailer as they come racing through the stretch, driving on to the half. Pacing with the lead, Potential Plus and Legitimate Power driving up second. Miramichi Etter has third. Charlton Joan is fourth. Then Snake Charmer out moving fifth. Midnight Down and on the outside and trailing Hector Herbert. They're ready to turn after a half and 5 and 3. Up front, Potential Plus, Legitimate Power. Takes cover, racing second, and it goes Snake Charmer. Rushing up, gets to 30s, going on. Snake Charmer is now second, goes winging for the lead. Potential Plus has it. Snake Charmer bids for it. They're neck and neck as they race on to the 3/4. Potential Plus on the inside. Snake Charmer on the outside as they go by that marker. Hector Herbert now third. Legitimate Power is fourth. 1:38 and 3 by the 3/4. Miramichi Edders racing a fifth, and Midnight Down and Charbel and Joan coming to the 7/8. The leader is Snake Charmer. Moving up on the inside again comes Potential Plus. Snake Charmer the leader, Potential Plus, Hector Herbert driving up. Here comes Legitimate Power. He's strong, but it's going to be Snake Charmer. And here they are to the wire. It is Snake Charmer, Hector Herbert, then tight for Shaw between Legitimate Power and Potential Plus. The time for the mile, 2:09 and 2. And parading now the winner of the 5th race. It's number 3, Snake Charmer. Bay pacing, gelding 5 years by entrepreneur from Serpentine. Owned by the Gemini Hill Stable of St. John, trained by Don Galbraith. Steve Mahar driving, your unofficial winner, 2:09 and 2. Well, the result of the 5th race, now official. Charbel and Joan was 7th. Legitimate Power, 3rd. Snake Charmer, your race winner. Potential Plus was 4th. Miramichi Etter, 6th. Midnight Down was 5th, and Hector Herbert 2nd. Race times, the quarter, 33 and 3/5. The half, 105 and 3. 3/4, 138 and 3. Snake Charmer, your winner in 2:09 and 2.
Institute out of racing, and we have nice weather tonight, -2 Celsius right now. Had a good field in our feature. We have a 9-dash program tonight. Our feature goes as race number 8. The Little Island Hobo, Marcel Barrio back from Montreal. Gideon Lobel, Gemini Greenwood, Smoky Argyle. Newport Jason and Arbor Coal Town. He was a winner here Saturday. You might remember in 2:06. He's the fellow I picked to win it. Hope you enjoy our show tonight. And here we go with race number 1.
It's Wednesday, January 23rd, 7th day of racing at EPR. 5th race approaching the top of the stretch for the field of 8, and we have Just Fine with Steve Mahar. Glencoe Tyke Guy, Ross McDonald. Glenn Gile Starling with Jody Hennessy, Debbie Jodask and Boyd Tremere. Potential Plus Terry Bernard. Legitimate Power Mike Dorff. Midnight Down Steve Downey, Hector Herbert with Wally Hennessy. Here they come. Clear off Glenn Gile Starling. Bids for has the lead. Glencoe Tyke Guy on the inside of her. He is racing second. It is Glenn Gile Starling and Glencoe Tyke Guy. Debbie Jodask third. Potential Plus racing fourth. Then Midnight Down his 5th. Hector Herbert's on the outside then. Legitimate Power. Just Fine trails as they go to the quarter. That is Potential Plus up on the outside second. Wings 4 and takes the lead. Potential Plus moves out now by a length. Glenn Gile Starling is racing as second. Glencoe Tyke Guy his third. The quarter, 32 and 4. Around the top turn, Potential Plus and Glenn Gile Starling. Hector Herbert rushing up a third and going on. He's now second as they come by the 3/8 marker. They swing off the top turn, come heading through the stretch. Racing to the half, it's Hector Herbert now with the lead. Potential Plus, and here comes Legitimate Power. Driving up on the outside, he comes to second. At the leader's wheel, Potential Plus is a third. Midnight Down up, racing on fourth. Then Glenn Gile Starling, she's now 5th. Then Debbie Jodask. Glencoe Tyke Guy at Just Fine trails. They're by that half at 5 and 2. Around the turn they go to the 5/8. Hector Herbert the leader. Legitimate Power driving up as strong as second. On the rail, Potential Plus, he is a third. Midnight Down out driving on the 4th. Then Glengale, Sterling, Depp, Pete Jodas, Glencoe, Ty Guy, and Just Fine as they go neck and neck by the three-quarters and racing into the top turn. Hector Herbert, the leader, Legitimate Power driving a second. Then on the rail, or now on the outside, Midnight Down is third. Potential Plus is fourth. Dead Beat, Jodas, Glengale, Sterling, Glencoe, Ty Guy, Just Fine trails. They come swinging for home. And the leader is Hector Herbert. Legitimate Power at Midnight Down. Hector Herbert, and here they are to the wire. Hector Herbert, Legitimate Power, Midnight Down at Potential Plus. And the time for the mile, 2:08 and 2. And parading now the winner of the fifth race, number 8, Hector Herbert. They pacing horse 6 years by Quiet Man from Goldine Herbert, owned by Ivan Turner of Winslow, Prince Edward Island, trained by Danny Hennessy. Wally Hennessy driving, your winner, 2:08 and 2. And the result of the fifth race, now official, Just Fine was 8th. Glencoe, Ty Guy, 6th. Glengale, Sterling was 7th. Deppy Jodas, 5th. Potential Plus was 4th. Legitimate Power, 2nd. Midnight Down, 3rd. Hector Herbert, your race winner. Quarter, 31 and 4. Half, 105 and 2. Three-quarters, 137 and 2. The mile, 2:08 and 2. Call Me Devil, Ross McDonald, Britannicus, Clark Smith, Baron Van Munching, Rod Moessen, Dealing High, Marcel Barrio, Cablevision, Brian Moore, Aaron's Booty, Dan Hennessy, Island Bandit, Gary Vincent. They're off. That is Baron Van Munching going to the top, but from the outside, Cablevision going forward. Out 3 wide, and on the inside, White Jet Queen racing to the top now. It is White Jet Queen on the outside. Cablevision gets to second and is racing on as they go by the 8th pole and go on up the backstretch, driving on to the quarter. Pacing on top, it is Cablevision. Then White Jet Queen is second. Then Call Me Devil is third. Baron Van Munching is racing fourth. Dealing High is a fifth. Then it's Aaron's Booty and Britannicus and Island Bandit trailing. And they were by the quarter, 32 and 3. Around the top turn, Cablevision is the leader. Out by a length, White Jet Queen has second. Call Me Devil third. Baron Van Munching is out now, racing on fourth. Dealing High has a fifth. And they come swinging off the top turn and driving on through the stretch. They are racing to the half. Up front with the lead, it is Cablevision. Baron Van Munching coming up on the outside, racing on to second now. White Jet Queen is on the rail third. Dealing High outside fourth. Then Call Me Devil, Aaron's Booty, Britannicus and Island Bandit trailing far back, the half and 7 and 3. They're into the turn and they're racing now to the 5/8. Cablevision has the lead. Then Baron Van Munching driving up second. White Jet Queen third. They're by the 5/8. On up the backstretch to the three-quarters. Cablevision and Baron Van Munching. White Jet Queen and Dealing High. Call Me Devil, Britannicus, and Aaron's Booty far back. Out of contention, Island Bandit as they go to the three-quarters, and they're by that marker now. Cablevision is the leader, 141 by the three-quarters. Cablevision out by a length and a half. Baron Van Munching racing second, moving up on the inside. White Jet Queen is third off stride. They come swinging off the top turn and heading for home. And it is Cablevision. Dealing High comes driving up. Then Baron Van Munching. And here they are to the wire. It is going to be Cablevision. Then Dealing High, Baron Van Munching, and Call Me Devil will...
Nice and bright and sunny. -3 Celsius right now. And that's pretty close to about 30 degrees Fahrenheit. 10 races for you this afternoon. Had a good feature. Field of 6 making a change, our feature today, going on race number 3. With Bozo's Son, Forest Road, Newport Jason, Gemini Greenwood, Ulster Prince, and Glengale Combat. Hope you enjoy our show of harness racing from Exhibition Park. Let's get going. Here is race 1.
The 9th race approaching the top of the stretch, a field of 7. Swing along in with Steve Mason, John Pfeiffer, Mark Collette, Legitimate Power, Mike Doyle. Potential Plus, Terry Bedard. Diamond Digger and Steve Mahar. Silson Star, Clark Smith. Snake Charmer, Tommy Mason. Here they come. They're off, swing along in, and now Diamond Digger from the outside goes for it, and he's the leader into the turn with swing along in. Racing a second, John Pfeiffer has a third. Legitimate Powers racing fourth. Potential Plus is a fifth, then Snake Charmer. Silson Star trails, and they go up the backstretch now onto the quarter. Diamond Digger cutting it out, leading a length and swinging along in. Racing second, that goes Legitimate Power. Up to third, and he's going on Legitimate Power. He is now second and goes swinging for the lead. Diamond Digger and Legitimate Power. They're neck and neck after that opening quarter. They were by the quarter 30 and 3. It is Diamond Digger and Legitimate Power now parked. Then swing along in is racing a third, John Pfeiffer fourth. Potential Plus is fifth. Snake Charmer and Silson Star trails. They come through the stretch now. Racing on to the half, and it is Diamond Digger pacing with the lead. Swing along in is now second. Legitimate Power hanging a third. John Pfeiffer is fourth. Potential Plus, Snake Charmer out to move, and Silson Star trails the half in 1:03 and 1. Round the top turn, they go to the 5/8. Diamond Digger, Legitimate Power. Then swing along in is locked in third. There goes Snake Charmer up a strong fourth, swinging out 3 wide, and Snake Charmer goes driving on. He's now third. Snake Charmer is now second. Snake Charmer goes winging for the lead. It is Diamond Digger and Snake Charmer. Snake Charmer on the outside as they go by the 3/4. They're by that marker 35 and 2. Into the top turn, Diamond Digger, Snake Charmer, swing along in, looks for room. John Pfeiffer, Legitimate Power, and Potential Plus, far back, Silson Star. They come swinging home. Diamond Digger, the leader, and the Snake Charmer swing along in, coming out 3 wide to rush on. Up on the inside comes John Pfeiffer. It is now Snake Charmer, swing along in. John Pfeiffer coming on. Here they are. Snake Charmer, swing along in. Tight for sure between John Pfeiffer and Diamond Digger. And the time for the mile, 2:07. And parading now, winner of the 9th race, number 7, Snake Charmer. Bay Pacing Gelding 5 by Entrepreneur from Serpentine. Owned by the Gemini Hill Stable of St. John. Trained by Don Galbraith with Tom Mason driving. That's the second winning trip this year for Snake Charmer, his fastest this afternoon in 2:07. Lurie sort of the 9th race now official. Swing along in was second. John Pfeiffer 4th. Legitimate Power 5th. Potential Plus 6th. Diamond Digger 3rd. Silson Star 7th. Snake Charmer, your race winner. Times the quarter in 33 seconds. The half 1:03 and 1. 3/4 1:35 and 2. And the mile in 2:07. Now the 10th race approaching. Race at the top of the stretch with a field of 8. To the gate, Call Me Devil, Bernie Charlton. The last Tycoon, Mark Collett. Smith. Bayside Olympic, John Davies. Half a Cold Town with Jody Hennessy. Newport Jason with Wally Hennessy, and Forest Road with Steve Mahar. Here they come. There off John Pfeiffer, quickly going to the top, and from the outside, that is Newport Jason, and up on the inside, Swing Along In is now pacing out on top. Swing Along In, the leader. Newport Jason up and out on the outside. He's challenging his second. John Pfeiffer his third as they leave the 8th. Legitimate Power is 4th. Forest Road outside driving on the 5th. Then it is a Smoky Argyle, Arbor Cold Town, and Bozo Sun as they go to the quarter and Swing Along In, the leader. Up strong on the outside, that is Forest Road. He's up to second, challenging for the top, that quarter 30 and 3/5. Swing Along In, the leader, in the inside by half a length. Forest Road challenging a second. Newport Jason's laying a third. Now John Pfeiffer is fourth, and they're by the 3/8 and coming through the stretch, racing on to the half. Up front with the lead, swing along in. Forest Road driving hard second. Now they're neck and neck as they come racing to the half. Then Newport Jason pacing third. Arbor Cold Town now fourth. John Pfeiffer, Smoky Arca, Legitimate Power at Bozo Sun. They were by that half in 1:01 and 3. Around the turn they go to the 5/8 swing. Along in is still the leader. She takes him by the 5/8 with Forest Road hanging tough second. Then Newport Jason on the inside. He is third. Arbor Cold Town racing fourth. John Pfeiffer, Smoky Argyle, Bozo's Son, and Legitimate Power as they go racing on by the 3/4 and into the top turn. They were by the 3/4, 1:34 and 1, and swing along in, leading by a length. Newport Jason racing second, looks for room to move. Up on the outside, wide comes Arbor Cold Town. John Pfeiffer's on the rail. Lee swing for home, it is swing along in. Then Newport Jason driving up a strong second. Smoky Argyle on the far outside, and Arbor Cold Town. They are getting tight as they hit the wire. Here they are, looks like. Swing along in, and the time for the mile to 6 and 4. And parading now, the winner of the 5th race, it is number 2, Swing Along In. A bay pacing mare. She's 8 years now by El Patron from Regal Lopez, owned by Milton Downey of St. John, trained and driven by Steve Mason. The mare gets her first winning trip this year, pacing this afternoon in 2:06 and 4. Now trackside, we have the members, at least some of them, of the New Brunswick Mixed Championship Curling Rink. Skip Norbert McKinnon, mate Joan Freeman, second stone John Irvin, and lead Janine Tucker. Race Secretary Jim Mason assisting in the cooler presentation. So congratulations to the Milt Downey stable, trainer driver Steve Mason and Swing Along In, winning the New Brunswick champions, the New Brunswick Mixed Champions Pace. And we take this opportunity to wish the members of the Norbert McKinnon Rink the best of luck as they go for the National Championship in Toronto starting on the 10th of February. Congratulations and good luck. Now the result of the 5th race, Legitimate Power was 7th. Swing Along In, your race winner. John Pfeiffer was 6th. Bozo's Son was 8th. Smoky Argyle 2nd. Arbor Cold Town 4th. Newport Jason 3rd. Forest Road 5th. Times the quarter 30 and 3. That half in 1:01 and 3. 3/4 1:34 and 1. Swing along. February 13th, 12th day of racing at EPR, first race. Top of the stretch, a field of 9. We've tempered ribbon with Peter Trecarton, J.G. and Wally Hennessy. Buckshot Baron, Steve Mahar. Legitimate Power, Mike Doyle. Sealson Star with Clark Smith. John Pfeiffer, Mark Collett. Diamond Digger, Bruce McDonald. Outside, Debbie Jodask and Boyd Tremere. Trailer is Plumstead Lester at Brian Moore. Here they come. Diamond Digger's off stride. Clear off for John Pfeiffer. Wings 4 shows on top on the outside. JG racing up on the inside. Buckshot Baron has a 3rd. Tempered Ribbon up on the inside is 4th. Legitimate Power on the outside now racing on the 5th. And Plumstead Lester, Sealson Star, Debbie Jodask and far back Diamond Digger. They go up the backstretch, racing it to the quarter. John Pfeiffer, the leader, and up on the outside. That is Buckshot Baron challenging forward. He shows a nose in front. John Pfeiffer racing with him. JG 3rd. Legitimate Power on the outside. He's 4th. Tempered Ribbon is 5th. Then it is Plumstead Lester that
swing quarter 33. Silson Star racing 8th, Debbie Jodask. They swing around the top turn coming to the 3/8, and it is a Buckshot Baron, the leader. Up on the outside, Legitimate Power comes driving on. He's parked, but gets to second as they swing through the stretch and come driving on to the half. The leader, Buckshot Baron, Legitimate Power hangs second. Then John Pfeiffer third. On the outside, J.G. moving a fourth. Tempered Ribbon, Plumstead Lester going up on the inside. Then it is Debbie Jodask, Silson Star far back. A Diamond Digger, they're by the half and seventh. Into the turn now, they race on to the 5/8. Buckshot Baron pacing on top. Then John Pfeiffer gets to second. Legitimate Power back to second again on the outside. John Pfeiffer third. Then J.G. Plumstead Lester. Then Tempered Ribbon and Debbie Jodask, and they race on to the 3/4. It is Buckshot Baron. Legitimate Power trying hard second. It is Buckshot Baron holding. Then Legitimate Power driving second. John Pfeiffer, J.G. They are by the 3/4 in 1:41. Racing into the top turn. Buckshot Baron, Legitimate Power. Then John Pfeiffer, J.G. Then Plumstead Lester, Debbie Jodask, Tempered Ribbon. They come by the 7/8 now, and they're swinging for home. They're battling neck and neck for the lead. On the outside, here comes Legitimate Power pacing to the top. Then on the outside of him, it is a J.G. Up on the inside between horses, John Pfeiffer. Here they are to the wire, going to be tight. Looks like maybe John Pfeiffer, J.G., Legitimate Power, and Buckshot Baron. And the time for the mile, 2:15 and 3. And parading now the winner of the 5th race, number 6, John Pfeiffer. Bay pacing horse 6 by Storm Dancer from Hoodway Lady. Owned by John McMulkin of Fredericton, trained and driven by Mark Collett. The horse gets his first winning trip this season tonight, 2:15 and 3. The race out of the 5th race, now official. Tempered Ribbon 7th. J.G. was 2nd. Buckshot Baron 4th. Legitimate Power was 3rd. Silson Star was 8th. John Pfeiffer, your race winner. Diamond Digger did not finish. Debbie Jodask was 6th. And Plumstead Lester 5th. The race time's quarter 33. Half 1:0 racing at EPR. First race at Pro 40. Now the starters for the 7th race approaching the top of the stretch with a field of 8. And we have Tobic and Robert Kraft. Silson Star with Clark Smith, Legitimate Power, Mike Doyle, Glengale Starling with Jody Hennessy, Mackmore Commander, Bill Doherty, Stately Sealster Poet Tremere, Gate Time Judge with Mark Collett, Glencoe Ty Guy, Ross McDonald. Here they come, Legitimate Powers on the run, but back pacing, and they are off, and it's Glengale Starling. Now Glencoe Ty Guy wings up strong on the outside, and it takes the lead into the turn. Tobic's racing is second. Glengale Starling now second. Tobic is third. Mackmore Commander has 4th. Silson Star racing 5th. They swing by the 8th pole up the backstretch. On to the quarter. Glencoe Ty Guy, but there goes Glengale Starling. She's on top now. Glengale Starling, Glencoe Ty Guy. Then Tobic is racing 3rd, and that's Legitimate Power. On the move, rushing up a strong 4th going on as they go racing by the quarter 32 and 3. Glengale Starling and Glencoe Ty Guy. Legitimate Power out driving on 3rd going on. And then Mackmore Commander's on the move. He comes to 4th. Tobic's racing 5th. Silson Star is out and moving, and they comes through the stretch now. Racing to the half. Up front, it is Glengale Starling. Legitimate Power hangs tough second. Glencoe Ty Guy's 3rd. Mackmore Commander outside with cover 4th. Tobic is 5th. Silson Star, Stately Sealster, Gate Time Judge trails. They were by the half in 1:06. Around the turn for them, on the rail and for them out and driving it up front. It is Glengale Starling. Legitimate Power racing a second. Glengale Starling a half length. Legitimate Power racing second. There goes Silson Star quickly, way wide, up quickly to 3rd and going on. Glengale Starling now Silson Star. Up on the inside, Glencoe Ty Guy. It is now Silson Star going to the top as they go by the 3/4.
They were by that marker, 1:38 and 3. Around the top turn, Glengale Sterling coming back on again. She has the lead. Sealson Stars racing second. Glencoe Tight Guy swinging out 3 wide. Then it is Mackmore Commander, Legitimate Power, Stately Sealster Tobik, and Gate Time Judge. The 2 leaders neck and neck. It is Sealson Star, and up on the outside comes Glencoe Tight Guy. Mackmore Commander's coming on. Here they are. Sealson Star, Mackmore Commander, then Glencoe Tight Guy, tight for 4th. Time for the mile, 2:11. Parading now the winner of the 7th race. It is number 2, Sealson Star. A proud pacing mare, 5 years, by Albert Starr from Ideal Ruler. Owned by the McLennan Farms of Hunter River, Prince Edward Island. Trained and driven by Clark Smith. The mare gets her 2nd winning trip this year, this afternoon in 2:11. And the result of the 7th race, now official. Tobik was 4th. Sealson Star, your race winner. Legitimate Power, 6th. Glengale Sterling was 7th. Mackmore Commander, 2nd. Stately Sealster, 5th. Gate Time Judge was 8th. Glencoe Tight Guy was 3rd. Now the race times, they were by the quarter, 32 3/5. At the half, 1:06. 3/4, Phyllis Asmith, Brian Moore, Little Puffet and Ivan Davies. Fontana Joe with Wally Hennessy, Pee Wee Patty, Elmore White. Legitimate Power, Mike Doyle. Outside, Queen Lakes with Ross McDonald. Trailing Bonnie Truss and Clark Smith, and here they come. They're off Little Puffet, winging for the lead, but now up in between horses, going to the top. It is Baron's Hope. On the inside, Tobik is racing 2nd. Around the turn, Tobik grabs the lead again. Baron's Hope outside, racing up 2nd. Pee Wee Patty's on the rail now, 3rd, that by the 8th. Then Little Puffet outside, he is 4th. Then it is a Queen Lakes, Legitimate Power going up on the outside. Then Bonnie Truss, Fontana Joe, and Phyllis S. trails. Up front, Baron's Hope goes to the top, and he's moving up by a length as they go by that opening quarter, 30 4. Racing into the top turn, Baron's Hope. Tobik racing 2nd, Pee Wee Patty 3rd. It is Tobik out from 2nd now to take the lead again as they come by the 3/8. Baron's Hope with Tobik challenging. They're racing neck and neck. On the inside, Baron's Hope. On the outside, Tobik. Then Pee Wee Patty 3rd. Legitimate Power comes to 4th. Little Puffet racing 5th. Queen Lakes, Bonnie Truss, Fontana Joe, Phyllis S. They're by the half, and Baron's Hope holds his lead. That half, 1:02 3. Out of the turn, Baron's Hope and Tobik's racing 2nd. Pee Wee Patty 3rd, Legitimate Power. Up on the outside, Strong goes on. He is now 3rd and going on as they race on by the 5/8. Now they're heading for the 3/4. It is Baron's Hope. Legitimate Power's gone to 2nd. Then Tobik is 3rd. Bonnie Truss is strong 4th. Pee Wee Patty 5th. Then Fontana Joe, Little Puffet, Phyllis S. and Queen Lakes. The 2 leaders neck and neck as they go by the 3/4. 1:35 1. It is Baron's Hope on the inside. Legitimate Power driving hard on the outside. Bonnie Truss, a good 3rd coming on. Then Tobik is 4th. Fontana Joe, Pee Wee Patty, Phyllis S. Little Puffet, Queen Lakes, they swing for home. It is Baron's Hope, Legitimate Power strong coming on. Legitimate Power marching to the top. Baron's Hope is on the inside. Bonnie Truss, here they are, they're neck and neck. It is Legitimate Power, Baron's Hope. Maybe Baron's Hope, Legitimate Power, then Bonnie Truss, and the time for the mile to 7 4. In the photo for win, parading now, number 7, Legitimate Power, Brown Pacing Horse 4, by Power Baron from Innocent Affair, owned by Brian Foster of St. John, trained and driven by Mike Doyle. And number 2, Baron's Hope, Bay Pacing Horse 4, by Baron's Boy from Avant Josie, owned by Eddie Kane of St. John, trained and driven by Mark Collett. If he's declared the winner, it'll be a new record of 2-7 4, and we're waiting for a photo for win.
Race out of the 10th race, now official. Tobic was 9th. Baron's Hope, your race winner. Phyllis S. was 4th. Little Puffy, 8th. Fontana Joe was 5th. Pee Wee Patty, 6th. Legitimate Power, 2nd. Queen Lakes was 7th. Bonnie Tross was 3rd. Race times quarter 30 and 4/5. The half 102 and 3. 3/4 1, 35 and 1, and the mile 27 and 4. A new win race record for Baron's Hope. Well, you and number 7, Legitimate Power, on the bottom of your screen. The win by a whisker to number 2, Baron's Hope. And a good trip for these 4-year-olds this afternoon, the mile in 2:07 and 4. And we're rating our track about 2 seconds off this afternoon. No closer can you come than that. Let's go with the 11th and final. It is Saturday, March 2nd, 17th day of racing at EPR. Now the starters for the 7th race at the top of the stretch of field of 9. Legitimate Power and Mike Doyle. Vision of Sin with Freddie Charlton. Plumstead Lester, Brian Moore. KC Gem with Wally Hennessy. Miramichi Enter Millet Kuglin. Nick Rob Champ with Sam Hodgin. Little Puffet and Ivan Davies. Outside Baron's Hope, Mark Collett. The trailer is Bonnie Trost and Clark Smith. Here they come. They're off. KC Jam Wings 4 has the lead. On the outside, Miramichi Enter up on the inside. Legitimate Powers racing 3rd, and the rail Vision of Sin is 4th. Nick Rob Champ racing 5th. Then it is a Bonnie Trost, Plumstead Lester, Baron's Hope. And trailing on the outside, Little Puffet. They go up the back stretch, racing on to the quarter. KC Jam cutting it out, and Miramichi Enter hangs a 2nd. Legitimate Power has 3rd on the rail now. Miramichi Enter goes to the top. He's the leader, moving out by a length. KC Jam 2nd. Legitimate Power out from 3rd, rushing on as they go by the quarter in 32 and 2. Around the top turn, it's Miramichi Enter. Legitimate Power driving up and at him 2nd, going for the top. Then KC Jam, we go back 2.5 to Nick Rob Champ. He's driving 4th. Vision of Sin is 5th. Bonnie Trost, Baron's Hope, Plumstead Lester, Little Puffet, and through the stretch they're racing now to the half. Legitimate Power on top now, but 2. Miramichi Enter is 2nd. Nick Rob Champ comes driving up 3rd. KC Jam, Vision of Sin, Bonnie Trost, Baron's Hope. Then it is Little Puffet and Plumstead Lester, the half. 105 and 3. Around the turn they drive to the 5/8. It is Legitimate Power, a length of the quarter. Miramichi Enter, Nick Rob Champ is 3rd now. Then KC Jam, Bonnie Tross going out 3 wide. Baron's Hope onto the 3/4. Legitimate Power holding his lead. Miramichi Enter. KC Jam up on the inside 3rd. Nick Rob Champ 4th. Bonnie Tross 5th. Then to the extreme outside, that is Baron's Hope. Then it's Little Puffet, Vision of Sin. Around the top turn, 3/4 1, 38 and 4. Legitimate Power holding his lead. KC Jam is now 2nd. Miramichi Enter. Then Nick Rob Champ, Bonnie Trost, Baron's Hope driving strong. Little Puffet, Vision of Sin. They head for home. Legitimate Power. Here comes KC Jam driving up 2nd. Baron's Hope is on the outside, closing to 3rd. It is Legitimate Power holding. Here they are to the wire. Legitimate Power, KC Jam, Baron's Hope, and Bonnie Tross. And the time for the mile, 2:11 and 2. And for rating now, the winner of the 7th race, it's number 1, Legitimate Power. A brown pacing horse, he's 4 years, by Power Baron from Innocent Affair. Owned by Brian Foster of St. John, trained and driven by Mike Doyle. The horse gets his first winning trip this season, this afternoon, in 2:11 and 2. The start of the 7th race is now official. Legitimate Power, your race winner. Vision of Sin was 8th. Plumstead Lester 9th. KC Jam was 2nd. Miramichi Enter 5th. Nick Rob Champ was 6th. Little Puff A was 7th. Baron's Hope 3rd. Bonnie Tross 4th. And the race times, the quarter, 32 and 2. Half, 105 and 3. 3/4 1, 38 and 4. Legitimate Power, your winner in 2:11.
Third race approaching the top of the stretch for the field of 8. We have KC Jam at Wally Hennessy, Miramichi Etter, Millet Coughlan, Derby's Brent with Brian Moore, Harmony Greenwood, Steve Mahar, Legitimate Power, Mike Doyle, Mike Moore Commander, Bill Doherty, Baron's Hope with Mark Collett, outside Revelry and Steve Downey. Here they come. Clear off Casey Jam and Miramichi Etter battling neck at neck for the lead, and from the far outside Baron's Hope wings on the third. The two leaders at it neck at neck. Casey Jam on the inside, Miramichi Etter now on the outside. Going up right behind the leader. Baron's Hope gets to second, and Baron's Hope goes winging for the lead. As they spring on up the backstretch now, Baron's Hope goes prancing to the top. Miramichi Etter racing a second, and up on the outside, Legitimate Power drives on to third. He's going on. Legitimate Power gets to second. He goes winging for the lead, and they're by that opening quarter, 32-1. Out of the top turn, Baron's Hope, Legitimate Power. Miramichi Etter racing third. KC Jam is fourth. On the outside, driving up a strong fifth, Harmony Greenwood. As they come by the 3/8 marker and on through the stretch, they come driving to the half. Pacing with the lead, Baron's Hope, Legitimate Power cover, but challenging again. Then Harmony Greenwood, Miramichi Etter, KC Jam, Mackmore Commander, Revelry N, and the trailer is Derby's Brent. As they go by the half, 104-3, they're into the turn, racing on to the 5/8. Baron's Hope pacing on top, and Legitimate Power at his wheel driving second. Miramichi Etter third. Harmony Greenwood hangs fourth. KC Jam, Mackmore Commander, Revelry, and Derby's Brent, and it's on to the 3/4. Baron's Hope, Legitimate Power driving a second. Then Miramichi Etter, wave wide. Mackmore Commander going on. He's 3 wide and racing third now as they go by the 3/4. At their by that marker, 137-4, they're rid of the top turn. Baron's Hope, Legitimate Power, Miramichi Etter, Mackmore Commander, 3 wide. KC Jam, Harmony Greenwood, Revelry N, Derby's Brent, they come swinging for home, and Baron's Hope pacing out on top. Up on the outside, Mackmore Commander comes driving on. Then Legitimate Power, Miramichi Etter. It is Baron's Hope, KC Jam's coming out on the inside. Here they are. Baron's Hope, KC Jam, and Mackmore Commander tied. Then Legitimate Power. The time for the mile, 2:10. And we parade for you now. What are the third, number 7, Baron's Hope. Bay pacing horse 4 years by Baron's Boy from Avon Josie. Owned by Eddie Kane of St. John, trained and driven by Mark Collett. That's the third winning trip this year for Baron's Hope this afternoon in 2:10. Now the third race official, KC Jam was third. Miramichi Etter 5th. Derby's Brent was 7th. Harmony Greenwood 6th. Legitimate Power 4th. Mackmore Commander 2nd. Baron's Hope, your race winner, Revelry N, was 8th. The race time's quarter 32-1, the half 104-3, 3/4 137-4, and the mile in 2:10. 16th, 21st day of racing at EPR. First. Now the 8th race is approaching the top of the stretch for the field of 9. 'Tis a Cloud and Terry Bernard. Adios Julie John Tyler. Debbie Jodas Charlie Frost. Gate time judge with Mark Collett, Tobick and Robert Kraft. Miramichi Etter Millet Coughlan. Harmony Greenwood Wilson Gilmore outside. Legitimate Power Mike Doyle. The trailer Glengow Starling with Jody Hennessy. Here they come. They're off, and Debbie Jodas wings for the lead up on the inside. 'Tis a Cloud on the outside. Tobick drives on. He's the leader into the turn. Tobick and 'Tis a Cloud racing with him. 'Tis a Cloud now has it. Tobick is racing second. Adios Julie has third. They're by the 8th. Up the backstretch now on to the quarter. 'Tis a Cloud. Tobick up 4, and he takes the lead. It is Tobick now. 'Tis a Cloud is racing a second. On the outside, Debbie Jodas goes to third. Adios Julie 4th. Harmony Greenwood is 3 wide, racing 5th. In between them, Gate time judge, quarter 30-4.
That is Glencoe, Sterling, Miramichi, Etter on the outside. Legitimate Power trails around the top turn. Tobic got on top of 2. Tis a Cloud second. Adios Julie third. Debbie Jodask hangs fourth. Glencoe, Sterling now fourth. Debbie Jodask is fifth, and they swing through the stretch. Here they come, they're racing to the half. Tobic the leader. Tis a Cloud a second. Adios Julie third. Debbie Jodask back to fourth on the outside. On the rail, Glencoe, Sterling outside. Gate time judge right behind him. Miramichi Etter. Then Legitimate Power. Harmony Greenwood is the trailer as they go into the turn and race on to the 5/8. They were by the half in 104-1, racing to the 5/8. It is Tobic out by 2. Tis a Cloud racing second. Adios Julie is a third. On up the backstretch, Tobic. Adios Julie. That is Legitimate Power. He's out 4 wide now and rushing on. He gets to 4th and going on. Going up behind him, Miramichi Etter. They're bunched as they go by the 3/4 pole. It 1:37-2. It is a Tobic on the extreme outside. It is Legitimate Power. Then Tis a Cloud on the rail outside of Legitimate Power. Miramichi Etter. They are racing by the 7/8 now and heading home. Tobic is the leader. Then on the outside, Legitimate Power and Miramichi Etter. They come driving on. Miramichi Etter, Legitimate Power, Tobic, Tis a Cloud, gonna be tight. Legitimate Power, Miramichi Etter. We'll need a photo. Then Tis a Cloud and tight for 4th. And the time for the mile. 2:09-2. Now the result of the 8th race now official. Tis a Cloud was 3rd. Adios Julie 6th. Debbie Jodask was 5th. Gate time judge 9th. Tobic was 4th. Miramichi Etter, your race winner. Harmony Greenwood 8th. Legitimate Power 2nd. Glencoe Sterling 7th. Card should breed from the top. Rather, the time's 1:30-4. The half 1:04-1. 3/4 1:37-2. And the mile 2:09-2.
Well, there's the photo of that race, the photo finish. Not quite as close as it looked from our camera angle. Must point out that our video camera is located approximately 25 feet to the left of the finish line. And of course, the photo finish is bang on. You see number 6, Miramichi Etter, the horse in the bottom of the picture, winning by a head over number 8, Legitimate Power. Let's go on now with this afternoon's featured 9th race.
It is Wednesday, March 20th, the 22nd day of racing at EPR, and our first race is at the top of the stretch. And the 5th race approaching the top of the stretch for the field of 6. We have Legitimate Power with Mike Doyle, Opulent Power, Wayne Mahar, Simon Midwatch with Mike Campbell, Newport Jason Wally Hennessy, Forest Road with Steve Mahar, and Celestial Warrior with Elmore White. And here they come. They're off. Simon Midwatch wings 4 has the lead, but on the outside it is a Forest Road racing 4th, and in between them Newport Jason now 2nd. Forest Road has a 3rd. Celestial Warrior goes to 4th. Legitimate Power, he is 5th. Oblin Power trails, and they race on up the backstretch. They are going to the quarter. Simon Midwatch on top of the length. Newport Jason racing 2nd. Forest Road 3rd. Legitimate Power now a 4th. Oblin Power now 5th, and Celestial Warrior trails on the outside. After by that opening quarter, 31-2, they swing around the top turn. Simon Midwatch in command has the best of it by a length. Newport Jason laying a 2nd. The Forest Road is 3rd. Legitimate Power, Oblin Power, Celestial Warrior, as they leave the 3/8 marker, come driving on through the stretch, and here they come. They are racing to the half. Up front and cutting it out. Simon Midwatch. Newport Jason pacing second. Forest Road is third. Here comes Legitimate Power. Out from fourth, and Forest Road moves in front of him. Then Oblin Power, Celestial Warrior the half. 104 and 4. They swing into the turn and race to the 5/8. It is Simon Midwatch. Newport Jason, Forest Road, Legitimate Power, Oblin Power, Celestial Warrior. It's on to the 3/4 now, and it is still Simon Midwatch. Forest Road drives up, racing second. They're neck and neck, nose to nose as they go to the 3/4, and they're by it now. Simon Midwatch holding his lead. 136 into the top turn. Simon Midwatch. Forest Road driving second. Newport Jason comes up on the inside. Now second. Simon Midwatch has moved out now but 2.5, and he's the leader all alone as he comes swinging home. It is Simon Midwatch. He's moving away. Newport Jason. Then on the outside, Forest Road, Legitimate Power to the inside. Here they are. Simon Midwatch. Newport Jason, Legitimate Power. Forest Road, Oblin Power, Celestial Warrior. And the time for the mile, 5 and 2. Now the result of the 5th race, now official. Legitimate Power was 3rd. Oblin Power 5th. Simon Midwatch, your race winner. Newport Jason 2nd. Forest Road was 4th. And Celestial Warrior 6th. The race times that were by the quarter, 34 and 2. At the half, 104 and 4/5. Up by the 3/4 pole at 136. And the mile at 2:05 and 3. Now the Phillips and Kimball's Manor with Billet Coughlan, and here they come. They're off, and Hasty Beck quickly goes to the top on the inside. Derby's Brent is racing second. Swinging into the turn, Derby's Brent racing for the lead has it. And Hasty Beck is off stride and on the run, and he is down. But everybody is by him okay, except 2 more are down. Shy Scotch in the infield. The inquiry sign goes up. Racing on by the quarter pole, Derby's Brent is off by 15 lengths. And then America's Favorite racing is second. Kimball's Manor is third. Adios Julie fourth. Earl of Orton is a fifth. And the inquiry sign again is up. Coming off the top turn, racing on through the stretch. Coming to the half. Gentlemen, swing wide. Swing wide around the lower turn. An accident on the turn. Swing wide out 4th horse position. Swing 4 wide around the lower turn, fellows. 4 wide around the turn. Swinging around the turn, Derby's Brent is off by himself as they swing around the fallen horse. Then it's America's Favorite, Kimball's Manor, Adios Julie, and Earl of Orton. Racing on up the backstretch, they go to the 3/4. That half was in 1:02 and 1. Derby's Brent is out now by about 20 lengths. America's Favorite racing second. Kimball's Manor driving up on the outside third. Adios Julie fourth. Earl of Orton racing a fifth. 135 and 4 by the 3/4. And Derby's Brent out by about 20 lengths with Kimball's Manor racing second. America's Favorite, Adios Julie, and Earl of Orton. They swing off the top turn now and come racing on. Through the stretch they come driving to the half, and it is Derby's Brent all alone. Derby's Brent, and then racing second, Kimball's Manor. That's the way it's going to be, and here they are. To the wire, it is Derby's Brent, then Kimball. Now the 7th race approaching the top of the stretch for the field of 8. We have Butler's Fling with Mike Downey, Celestial Warrior Elmore White, John Pfeiffer, Wally Hennessy, Miramichi Darrell with Chester Eatman Jr., Phyllis S. and Brian Moore, Blythe Lobo, John Davidson, Queen Lynx with Ross McDonald, Legitimate Power, Mike Doyle. Here they come. They're off. Celestial Warrior wings for, has the lead. That's Blythe Lobo winging for it on the outside, and up in between them goes Miramichi Darrell. He's winging for the lead now. They're neck and neck around the turn, Celestial Warrior. Miramichi Darrell on the outside. He shows a nose in front as they go by the 8th. Miramichi Darrell and Celestial Warrior racing second now. Blythe Lobo has a third. Then Butler's Fling is racing a fourth. John Pfeiffer, Queen Links, Legitimate Power, far back Phyllis S. And they go racing out by the quarter now. They were by the quarter, 31 and 4, and they go into the top turn. That's John Pfeiffer out and moving quickly on the outside. He's up to third. Up front, though, it is Miramichi Darrell and Celestial Warrior and John Pfeiffer driving third. Then Blythe Lobo fourth, Legitimate Power moving with cover fifth. Then it's Butler's Fling, Queen Links, far back Phyllis S. as they come racing to the half. The leader, Miramichi Darrell, Celestial Warrior. John Pfeiffer driving third, Blythe Lobo fourth. Legitimate Power fifth, right behind him Queen Links, then it's Butler's Fling, and they are by that half in 105 and 2. Into the turn, racing on to the 5/8, pacing on top, Miramichi Darrell. Celestial Warrior second, John Pfeiffer. Driving up the third, Blythe Lobo fourth. They go on to the 3/4, Miramichi Darrell and John Pfeiffer now second, Celestial Warrior third. Legitimate Power outside racing a fourth. Blythe Lobo is a fifth, Queen Links and Butler's Fling as they go by the 3/4 in 37 and 2. Racing round the top turn, Miramichi Darrell, John Pfeiffer racing a second, Celestial Warrior third, Legitimate Power. Blythe Lobo, Queen Links, and Butler's Fling, and they swing for home. Miramichi Darrell on the outside, John Pfeiffer now coming to the top. John Pfeiffer, Legitimate Power coming on strong on the outside. John Pfeiffer, Legitimate Power, Queen Links, here they are to the wire, John Pfeiffer. Then Legitimate Power, tight for third between Queen Links and Miramichi Darrell. And the time for the mile, 2:08 and 1. And parading now, the winner of the 7th race, number 3, John Pfeiffer. A bay-pacing horse, 6 by Storm Dancer from Hoodway Lady. On but John McMulkin of Fredericton, trained by Danny Hennessy, Wally Hennessy driving. The horse scores his second footing trip this season, his fastest, pacing tonight in 2:08 and 1. Now the result of the 7th race, Butler's Fling was 6th, Celestial Warrior 5th, John Pfeiffer, your race winner. Miramichi Darrell 4th, Phyllis S. was 8th, Blythe Lobo 7th, Queen Links 3rd, Legitimate Power 2nd. The times the quarter 34 and 4, half 105 and 2, 3/4 137 and 2. April 3rd, 26th day of racing at EPR. For the stretch we have a field of 9. On the rail, Debbie Jodask and Charlie Ross. Then Gaff's got to go with Jody Hennessy. Miramichi Darrell with Chester Eatman Jr. Nick Rob Champ and Sam Hudgen. Legitimate Power, Mike Doyle. Tavern Stand with Billy Charlton, Kitch Hanover, Wayne Mahar. Outside, Butler's Fling with Mike Downey. The trotting horse Phyllis S. with Brian Moore. Here they come. Clear off Debbie Jodask, pacing with the lead in along the rail. Miramichi Darrell in between horses. He is racing a second. Kitch Hanover goes to third. Butler's Fling outside to fourth. Then it's Gaff's Gotta Go. Phyllis S. Legitimate Power rushing up on the outside. Then it's Nick Rob Champ and Taverns down trails, and they race onto the quarter with Miramichi Darrell. He goes to the top on the outside with Debbie Jodask racing a second. Kitch Hanover is a third. Then that is Legitimate Power rushing up on the outside fourth and going on. Legitimate Power is now third, driving on, racing to a second. That quarter 32 and 3. They swing into the top turn, Miramichi Darrell. Legitimate Power hangs tough second. Debbie Jodask racing third, Kitch Hanover fourth. Butler's Fling is racing a fifth, then Gaff's Gotta Go. Phyllis S. up on the outside. Nick Rob Champ and Taverns down. They come through the stretch racing to the half. The two leaders battling neck and neck on the inside. Miramichi Darrell on the outside. Legitimate Power shows a nose in front. They're neck and neck as they go by the half and 5 and 3. Into the turn, Miramichi Darrell and Legitimate Power. Then Butler's Fling, Debbie Jodas Gruff. And it is still Miramichi Darrell, Legitimate Power, Butler's Fling, Kitch Hanover fourth. Debbie Jodas on the outside. She is fifth. Phyllis S. Gaff's got to go. Nick, Rob Chapp, Tavern Stand, Legitimate Power. After Bing Park goes to the top now, and Butler's Fling up and at 'em, racing second as they go by the three-quarters. 1:37 and 2. Into the top turn, Legitimate Power. Butler's Fling at his wheel, driving hard second. Debbie Jodas, she's now third. Miramichi Darrell fourth. Then Kitch Hanover racing fifth. They come off the top turn. Through the stretch they head for home. It is Legitimate Power. Butler's Fling driving a second. Debbie Jodas, Miramichi Darrell, Kitch Hanover. It's going to be Legitimate Power. Here they are to the wire. Legitimate Power, Butler's Fling, Debbie Jodas at Miramichi Darrell. The time for the mile, 2:08 and 1. We parade now the winner of the third race. It's number 5, Legitimate Power. Brown pacing horse, 4 years, but Power Baron from Innocent Affair. Owned by Brian Foster of St. John, trained and driven by Mike Doyle. The horse pacing free-legged gets his second winning trip this season, his fastest, tonight in 2:08 and 1. Number 5, Legitimate Power, and Mike Doyle. And the result of the third race is now official. Debbie Jodas was third. Gaff's Gotta Go was 8th. Miramichi Darrell 4th. Nick Rob Champ was 6th. Legitimate Power, your race winner. Tavern Stand was 7th. Kitch Hanover 5th. Butler's Fling 2nd. And Phyllis S. was 9th. At the race times, they were by the quarter, 32 3/5. At the half, 105 and 3. Up by the three-quarter pole, 1:37 and 2. Legitimate Power, your winner, in 2:08 and 1. Racing at EPR this year, the first race approaching the top of the stretch, we have a field of 6. Our fifth race, now approaching the top of the stretch for the field of 6, we have Art Director with Clark Smith, Freddie Dream with Steve Mahar, Legitimate Power, Mike Doyle, KC Jam with Jody Hennessy, Revelry N with Steve Downey, and Hector Herbert with Wally Hennessy, and here they come. They're off Art Director now. Casey Jam winging for the lead, and on the outside, Hector Herbert third, 3 wide, neck and neck into the turn. In between horses, Casey Jam and the real Art Director. Hector Herbert third. Freddie Dream is fourth by the 8th, then Legitimate Power and Revelry N, and it's on to the quarter. Art Director holding the lead, and Casey Jam takes cover behind him, racing second. Then Hector Herbert is third, Freddie Dream is fourth. Legitimate Power racing a 5th, and Revelry N trails as they go by the quarter. In 32 seconds, Art Director leading by 2.5. KC Jam second by 2. Hector Herbert is third. Freddie Dream, Legitimate Power, and Revelry N as they come to the 3/8. Art Director the leader, out by 2 lengths. KC Jam racing second. Hector Herbert moving now from third as they come through the stretch, racing out of the half. Up front and cutting it out, it is Art Director, and Hector Herbert comes up strong, gets to second. Then KC Jam is third. Freddie Dream's moving now fourth. Revelry N and Legitimate Power trailing but moving from the outside as they go swinging into the turn, racing to the 5/8, and we're by the half in 6 and 1. Art Director pacing on top, and Hector Herbert at his wheel, racing second. Then KC Jam, Freddie Dream, Revelry N, and Legitimate Power on to the 3/4. It is Art Director and Hector Herbert. They're neck and neck now. Hector Herbert, then Art Director, and out 3 wide goes Legitimate Power. Moving with him, Freddie Dream. They go by the 3/4. quarters in 38 and 4. Hector Herbert, Legitimate Power now racing second. He's way wide. Freddie Dream is third. Art Director fourth. Revelry and KC Gem. They come to the 7/8, and Hector Herbert has the lead. He's in top of length and a quarter. Legitimate Power driving hard, coming to him. They swing for home. Hector Herbert and Legitimate Power driving on. Hector Herbert, Legitimate Power driving up strong on the outside, coming to the top. It is Legitimate Power, Hector Herbert. They're tight. Here they are to the wire. It is tight. Legitimate Power, Hector Herbert, Revelry, and Freddie Dream. They'll need a photo for win between Legitimate Power and Hector Herbert. Time for the mile to 11 and 3. In the photo for win, number 6, Hector Herbert, bay pacing horse 6 by Quiet Man from Goldine Herbert, owned by Ike Moorside of Winslow, Prince Edward Island, trained by Danny Hennessy, Wally Hennessy driving, and number 3, Legitimate Power, a brown pacing horse 4 years. He's by Power Baron from Innocent Affair, owned by Brian Foster of St. John, trained and driven by Mike Doyle. We're waiting for a photo for win. Now, the result of the 5th race, official Art Director was 6th. Freddie Dream was 4th. Legitimate Power, your race winner. KC Jam was 5th. Revelry in 3rd. Hector Herbert was 2nd. The race times, they were by the quarter, 32 seconds. The half, 106 and 1. 3 quarters, 138 and 4. Legitimate Power, your winner, 2:11 and 3. It's Saturday, April 13th, 29th day of racing at EPR. Our first race approaching the top of the stretch. We have a field of 7. Intermittent Kugelin, Harmony Greenwood, Steve Mahar, Legitimate Power, Mike Doyle. Revelry in with Steve Downey, Glencoe Tyke Guy, Clark Smith, Diamond Digger Jody Hennessy, Hummer Garment Bill Nicholson Jr., and the trailer KC Jam with Rael Berriall. Here they come. They're off in pacing to the top. It is Glencoe Tyke Guy up on the inside. Miramichi Etta racing is 2nd. Diamond Digger 3 wide drives on 3rd. Miramichi Etta the leader. Glencoe Tyke Guy challenging. Harmony Greenwood's up on the inside. She is now 3rd. Diamond Digger's outside and driving on 4th as they go up the backstretch. Then it's Legitimate Power, Hummer Garment out and moving. Racing on up the backstretch, going to the top now. Glencoe Tyke Guy works hard, gets the lead. Miramichi Etta is 2nd, and Diamond Digger going up on the outside. He is now a 2nd, winging for the top, 30 and 4 by the opening quarter, and Diamond Digger goes to the top. Then Glencoe Tyke Guy, he is racing a 2nd. Hummer Garment comes up on the outside, racing on to 2nd. Then Glencoe Tyke Guy now 3rd. They're by the 3/8. Miramichi Etta. Harmony Greenwood, then Legitimate Power, Revelry and KC Jam trailing. They come to the half and cutting it out. Diamond Digger, Glencoe Tyke Guy, Hummer Garment hangs at 3rd. Miramichi Etta, the half and 2. Harmony Greenwood is out moving 5th. Legitimate Power right behind her. He's driving on 6th. Then Revelry and KC Jam. They swing around the turn and go driving on to the 5/8. Diamond Digger the leader. Hummer Garment lapped on him now. They're by the 5/8. On to the 3/4. Diamond Digger a half length. Hummer Garment driving up a 2nd on the outside. That is Harmony Greenwood going on. She's now 3rd. Glencoe Tyke Guy is 4th. Legitimate Power now 5th. And Miramichi Etta, Revelry and KC Jam 3/4, 133 and 4. They're into the top turn. Hummer Garment goes to the top. Diamond Digger into Harmony Greenwood a good 3rd. Legitimate Power springs wide. He's driving a 4th. Glencoe Tyke Guy, Revelry and Miramichi Etta, KC Jam swinging home. Hummer Garment is the leader. Hummer Garment up on the outside. Legitimate Power comes driving on. He's closing fast, but it's going to be Hummer Garment. Here they are to the wire. It is Hummer Garment, Legitimate Power, Harmony Greenwood, Diamond Digger, and the time for the mile, 2:05. And we parade now the winner of the 5th race, number 8, Hummer Garmin, black pacing horse, 8 years. He's by my tie from Strutting Stuff, owned by Bill Nicholson and Ellen Blakeney of St. John, trained and driven by Bill Nicholson, Jr. Hummer Garmin scoring his first winning trip this season this afternoon in 2:05. And the result of the 5th race is now official. Miramichi Etter was 6th. Harmony Greenwood 3rd. Legitimate Power 2nd. Revelry Inn 5th. Glencoe Tyke Guy was 7th. Diamond Digger 4th. Sunset Council scratched. Hummer Garmin, your race winner, and KC Jam was 8th. Race times, quarter 30 and 4/5, the half 1:02. 3/4 1:33 and 4, the mile 2:05. Approaching the top of the stretch, we have a field of 8. Gideon LaBelle with Peter Chicarton, Smoky Argyle and Woodard Carr, Legitimate Power Mike Doyle, Miramichi Etter with Millet Coughlan, Volga Will with Mike Campbell, Flying Down with Milton Dowdy, Newport Time with Roger DeRage, and Jim and I Greenwood, Wally Hennessy. Here they come. There, off Volga Will shows a nose in front. Miramichi Etter's on the inside, racing 2nd. Flying Down up on the outside is racing 3rd. Then it's Newport Tom around the turn, pacing on top Volga Will. Miramichi Etter racing 2nd. Flying Down has 3rd. Then on the rail, Gideon LaBelle is 4th. Newport Tom outside 5th. And Gemini Greenwood outside of him going on. Now he's 5th, then it's Newport Tom, Smoky Argyle. Legitimate Power is the trailer as they race on to the quarter. Volga Will takes him by that marker, 30 seconds flat. Into the top turn, Volga Will, she's out for 2 1/4. Miramichi Etter racing 2nd. Flying Down has 3rd. Gemini Greenwood now 4th. Then it is Gideon LaBelle, Newport Tom, Smoky Argyle. Legitimate Power starts to move from the rear of the pack, and they come swinging through the stretch, racing on to the half. Volga Will is cutting it out. She's out now but 2 1/2. Miramichi Etter's racing 2nd. Flying Down his 3rd. Gemini Greenwood 4th. Then Gideon LaBelle, Newport Tom, Legitimate Power, and Smoky Argyle. That half 1:01 and 1. Into the turn now they go to the 5/8. It's Volga Will but 2. Then the Miramichi Etter Flying Down. Gemini Greenwood, Gideon LaBelle, Newport Tom, Legitimate Power, Smoky Argyle on to the 3/4 now. Volga Will still by 2. Miramichi Etter the Goose Flying Down out from 3rd. Gemini Greenwood 4th. Gideon LaBelle, Legitimate Power, Newport Tom, Smoky Argyle as they go by the 3/4 1:32. They're into the top turn. Volga Will a length and a half. Miramichi Etter still hangs 2nd on the rail. Flying Down, he is 3rd. Gemini Greenwood is racing 4th. Back 7 lengths to the rest as they come springing for home, and it's Volga Will, Miramichi Etter, and Flying Down, and Gemini Greenwood. The 3 leaders neck and neck now. Miramichi Etter, Volga Will, Flying Down. Gemini Greenwood coming to the outside. It's Miramichi Etter. Here they are to the wire. Miramichi Etter, Volga Will, Flying Down. Gemini Greenwood, the time for the mile, 2:03 and 4. And parading now the winner of the 5th race, number 4, Miramichi Etter. A bay pacing horse, 7 years, by Adios Elmer from Miramichi Rose. Owned, trained, and driven by Millet Coughlan of St. John. The horse gets his 6th winning trip this season and steps to a new win race bracket of 2, 3, and 4. His old record was 2:04. Number 4, Miramichi Etter with Millet Coughlan. Now the result of the 5th race is official. Gideon LaBelle was 6th. Smoky Argyle 7th. Legitimate Power 5th. Miramichi Etter, your race winner. Volga Will was 2nd. Flying Down 3rd. Newport Tom was 8th. Gemini Greenwood 4th. Race times, quarter 30 seconds, half 1:01 and 1. 3/4 1:32, and the mile 2:03 and 4. Hard Derby's Brent Brian Moore. Deb's Hip with Randy Phillips. Jerry Twister out Go-Cat. Half Sharp Steve Mahar. Repeat Power Mike Doyle. Pee Wee Patty with Elmore White. And America's favorite Ron Robertson. Here they come. They're off and pacing to the top on the inside. It is Derby's Brent, Deb Sip racing second, Repeat Power. Up on the outside in between horses goes on to second. Deb Sip is now third in along the rail. America's favorite outside is fourth. They're on up the backstretch on way to the quarter. Battling for the lead, Repeat Power takes it on the outside and moves out now by a length. Derby's Brent is racing second, Deb Sip third, America's favorite fourth, Oblin Power fifth, then Cherry Twist to Half Sharp, Pee Wee Patty trailing the quarter 31 and 4. Into the top turn, pacing on top, Repeat Power a length to the quarter. Then Derby's Brent is second, Deb Sip third, America's favorite is fourth, Oblin Power, Cherry Twist, Half Sharp, Pee Wee Patty trails but starts to move, and they come racing on to the half. Up front, pacing out on top, the leader by a length to the quarter, Repeat Power. Then racing a second, Derby's Brent. Deb Sip has third, America's favorite, Oblin Power's out moving. Then Cherry Twist, Pee Wee Patty. Then Half Sharp, and they're by that half in 6 and 2. Out of the turn, they race on to the 5/8. Repeat Power. Pacing on top a length and a half now. Derby's Brent second, Deb Sip third, America's favorite fourth, Oblin Power fifth. Then it is Cherry Twist, Pee Wee Patty, Half Sharp. On to the 3/4, Repeat Power, the leader. Derby's Brent racing second. Deb Sip has third. Then it's America's favorite, Oblin Power. Pee Wee Patty going out 3 wide. Cherry Twist, Half Sharp. And they are by the 3/4. By that marker, 139 and 2. They're rid of the top turn, Repeat Power. Out by a length and a half, Derby's Brent laying a second. Deb Sip holds a third. Then Pee Wee Patty now fourth, Oblin Power. Half Sharp, America's favorite, Cherry Twist. They swing for home. Repeat Power out to challenge. Here comes Derby's Brent. And Deb Sip racing third. Repeat Power, the leader on the inside. And here they are. To the wire it is. Repeat Power, Derby's Brent, Deb Sip. Too tight to call for fourth. Time for the mile, 2:10 and 1. Parading now the winner of the 11th race, number 6, Repeat Power. Brown pacing colt, he's 3, but Power Baron from Innocent Affair. On for Brian Foster of St. John at Mike Doyle of Bloomfield. Trained and driven by Mike Doyle. In his first start this season, the colt comes back a winner, 2:10 and 1. Race out of the 11th is now official. Oblin Power 6th. Derby's Brent 2nd. Deb Sip was 3rd. Cherry Twist was 7th. Half Sharp was 4th. Repeat Power, your race winner. Pee Wee Patty 5th. America's favorite 8th. Times quarter 31 and 4. Half 106 and 2. 3/4 139 and 2. The mile 2:10 and 1. Top of the stretch, we have a field of 7. Scoring on the rail, Smokey Argyle with Willard Carr. Butler's Fling with Mike Dowling. Gideon LaBelle with Peter Trecarton. Swing along in with Milton Dowling. Legitimate Power, Mike Doyle. Forest Road, Tommy Mason. And Charlottetown with Mike Campbell. Here they come. They're off. Smokey Argyle, the leader on the rail. That is Legitimate Power, trailing for back off stride. They swing into the turn and swing along in. Goes to the top. It is swing along in and Smokey Argyle. Gideon LaBelle is on the outside, racing on the 3rd. They go by the 8th pole. Swing along in, Smokey Argyle. Gideon LaBelle outside, racing on 3rd. Butler's Fling has a 4th. Forest Road is 5th. And then Charlottetown out of contention, Legitimate Power. As they race on to the 3/4, swing along in, the leader by that marker. She's on top, out length the quarter, 34 and 1. Racing into the top turn, swing along in. Then Smokey Argyle and Gideon LaBelle, Butler's a Fling. Then Forest Road and Charlottetown. Here comes Gideon LaBelle out from 3rd again as they come by the 3/8. Swing along in the leader, Smokey Argyle second. Gideon LaBelle on the outside. Racing on third. Then on the rail, Butler's Fling up on the outside comes Forest Road, and Charlottetown is sixth. As they go racing up by the half, and Swing along in is the leader. The half and 3 and 2. Swing along in. Gideon LaBelle has gone to second. Smokey Argyle back to second. Gideon LaBelle hangs third. Butler's Fling racing of fourth. Forest Road out driving fifth. And Charlottetown with legitimate power out of contention. On to the 3/4 now. Swing along in with Smokey Argyle racing second. Gideon LaBelle is at third. Butler's Fling racing of fourth. Forest Road drives fifth. Charlottetown trails on the rail as they go racing up by the 3/4. By that marker, 1:34 and 3. They're into the top turn. Swing along in. Smokey Argyle up tight second. Gideon LaBelle hangs third. Butler's Fling now third on the inside. Gideon LaBelle fourth on the outside. Charlottetown, no place to go. Forest Road. They swing her home. Swing along in. Here comes Smokey Argyle. Up strong on the outside, and Smokey comes pacing to the top, and here they are to the wire. It is Smokey Argyle. Swing along in. Butler's Fling and Charlottetown. The time for the mile, 2:05 and 3. Out at the wire now, the winner of the 5th race. It is number 1, Smokey Argyle. Gray pacing horse. He is now 8 by Smog from Sprightly Lady. Off the Paul Dares of St. John, trained by Randy Phillips and Bullet Car Driving. The horse scoring his second, winning trip this season, his fastest pacing tonight, 2:05 and 3. Now the result of the 5th race is official. Smokey Argyle, your race winner. Butler's Fling was third. Gideon LaBelle was 5th. Swing along in second. Legitimate Power 7th. Forest Road 6th. Charlottetown was 4th. The race time's 1:31 and a 5th. The half 1:03 and 2. 3/4 1:34 and 3. Smokey Argyle, your winner, 2:05 and 3. The field of 9. Bonnie Tross and Clark Smith, Repeat Power, Mike Doyle. Vision of Sin with Freddie Charlton, Willoway Spats, Wally Hennessy. Belly Locks and Randy Phillips, Taurus, GL, Leroy Vincent, Local Number, Jody Hennessy. Loon Bait, Dusty, Marcel Barrio, the trailer, the Settler MC with Herm Renault, and here they come. There on Vision of Sin, pacing on the top, and Belly Locks up and at him on the outside, racing on second. Repeat Power settles third, in on the rail. Local Number outside fourth. Willoway Spats racing fifth. Taurus GL. The Settler MC, Loon Bait, Dusty. Bonnie Tross trails there by the 8th. Up for the quarter. That is Belly Locks challenging for the top, but Vision of Sin keeps it. Belly Locks settles for cover behind the leader, and out from third that goes Repeat Power. Rushing up goes on. He's now second. Repeat Power wings of 4. And he takes the lead. It is Repeat Power pacing on top as they go by the quarter. 32 and 3. Round the top turn, Repeat Power pacing on top. Up on the outside, Taurus GL. On the move early. He is now second. He goes winging for the lead as they come by the 3/8. Repeat Power on the inside. Taurus GL challenging on the outside. Vision of Sin racing a third. Belly Locks fourth. Local Number up on the outside racing fifth. Willoway Spats is on the rail. The Settler MC is out and moving. Loon Bait, Dusty. Bonnie Tross trailing as they go by the half. 1:04 and 1. They go into the turn. Onto the 5/8. Repeat Power. Taurus GL hangs second at the leader's wheel. Vision of Sin on the rail is a third. Then Belly Locks is a fourth. Then it's Local Number, Willoway Spats, the Settler MSC, Loon Bait, Dusty, Bonnie Tross. On to the 3/4. Repeat Power moving out now. He's on top by Eleventh going away. Taurus GL racing second. Vision of Sin moving up on the inside to third. Belly Locks is fourth. 3/4, 135 and 4. Into the top turn, Repeat Power. Then on the inside, Vision of Sin now second. Taurus GL hangs third. Belly Locks drives fourth. Willow Spats fifth on the rail. Loon Bay, Dusty the Settler MC. Local number in Bonnie Tross. Swinging for home it is Repeat Power. Vision of Sin racing is second. Taurus GL, Belly Locks, and here they are into the wire. It is Repeat Power. Then the Belly Locks, Vision of Sin, Willow Spats. They're tight. The time for the mile, 2:07 and 4. And we parade for you now the winner of our 7th race. It's number 2, Repeat Power. A proud pacing called 3 years by Power Baron from Innocent Affair. On for Brian Foster of St. John at Mike Doyle of Bloomfield. Trained and driven by Mike Doyle. The colt gets his 2nd win from 2 starts this year and steps to a new win race record tonight of 2:07 and 4. His old mark taken last year as a 2-year-old was 2:08. And now the result of the 7th race. Official Bonnie Tross was 8th. Repeat Power, your race winner. Vision of Sin was 4th. Willow Spats 3rd. Belly Locks was 2nd. Taurus GL 5th. Local number 9th. Loon Bay Dusty 6th. The Settler MC was 7th. Race times quarter 32 and 3. The half 104 and 1. 3/4 135 and 4. Repeat Power, your winner, 2:07 and 4. Top of the stretch for the field of 8, we have Swing Along In with Milton Downey. Legitimate Power, Mike Doyle. Smoky Argyle, Wooded Carr. Blythe Lobo, Herm Rideau, Freddie Dream, and Steve Mahar. Found and Lord with Judy Hennessy. Charlotte's Blazer, Marcel Barrio. Glencoe, Tight Guy with Clarky Smith, and here they come. There, off it is Found and Lord quickly going to the top and Swinging Along In is racing 2nd. Freddie Dream outside, he's racing 3rd. Smoky Argyle has 4th. Around the turn, Found and Lord, a length and a half. Swing Along In is 2nd. Smoky Argyle and Freddie Dream. Legitimate Power on the rail is 5th. Then it's Blythe Lobo. Charlotte's Blazer, Glencoe Tie Guy as they go to the quarter. And there goes Legitimate Power rushing up on the outside. He races on, gets to 4th. Legitimate Power drives on. He gets to 3rd and goes after the lead. And they were by that opening quarter, 31 and 2. Into the top turn, Found and Lord alike. Legitimate Power's gone to 2nd now. Swing Along In is 3rd on the rail. Smoky Argyle 4th. Freddie Dream is out racing 5th. Right behind him, Charlotte's Blazer on the move. That is Blythe Lobo, Glencoe Tight Guy. Driving on to the half, Found and Lord and Legitimate Power. Challenging strong on the outside. Swinging Along In is 3rd on the inside. Smoky is 4th. Freddie Dream now goes to 4th. They're by the half, 102 and 2. Into the turn, they race to the 5/8. It is a Found and Lord. Then Legitimate Power hangs top 2nd. Swing Along In is on the rail 3rd. Freddie Dream outside 4th. Smoky Argyle on the rail 5th. Charlotte's Blazer up on the outside. Then Blythe Lobo and Glencoe Tight Guy. Neck and neck for the lead. Found and Lord on the inside. Legitimate Power on the outside. Shows a nose in front as they go neck and by the 3/4. 133 and 2. Around the top turn, Found and Lord again. Legitimate Power hanging top 2nd. Freddie Dream right there 3rd. Swing Along In is 4th. Charlotte's Blazer swinging out 3 wide 5th. Smoky Argyle, Glencoe Tight Guy, Blythe Lobo heading home. Found and Lord, Legitimate Power coming on. They're at it neck and Charlotte's Blazer coming up on the outside. It is now Legitimate Power, Charlotte's Blazer. Here they are to the wire. Looks like Charlotte's Blazer, Legitimate Power, then Found and Lord and Smoky Argyle. Now the time for the mile, 2:04. And we parade for you now the winner of tonight's feature, another of our impressive homebred colts, this time number 7, Charlotte's Blazer. They pacing colt 3 years, but nightly blue chip from Maple Sugar. On by Vernon Thompson of St. John and Alfred Barrio of Dieppe. Trained and driven by Marcel Barrio. Out for his first start this season, the colt wins in 2:04. Now the result of the 8th race. Swinging along in was 6th. Legitimate Power 2nd. Smoky Argyle 4th. Blythe Lobo was 8th. Freddie Dream was 5th. Fowlden Lord 3rd. Charlotte's Blazer, your race winner. Glencoe Tyke 7th. And the times a quarter 34 and 2. The half 102 and 2. 3/4 133 and 2. And the mile in 2:04. Now the 9th race approaching the top of the stretch, and we have a field of 9. Queen Links with Ross McDonald, J.G. and Wally Hennessy, Bio Rumpa-Pum-Pum with Steve Mahar, Penn Dillon and Don Bickford, Miramichi Darrell, Sam Hodgin, Elfin with Mike Downey, Victory Hill, Charlie Ross, Tuxedo's Thorpe with Bill Nicholson Jr., and the trailer is Repeat Power with Mike Doyle. Here they come. They're off and tight, getting out of there and up by a Rumpa-Pum-Pum. Goes to the top and Finn Dillon, but on the inside now, J.G. has it. It is J.G. and by a Rumpa-Pum-Pum racing second. Finn Dillon has a third. Miramichi Darrell goes to fourth. Queen Links racing fifth. Then it is a Victory Hill. Repeat Power working up on the outside. Alpha S. Tuxedo's Thorpe trailing far back. On to the quarter, up by a Rumpa-Pum-Pum, wings to the top. He moves out a length and a half, and J.G. is racing second, Finn Dillon third, and they're by the quarter 30 and 1. Into the top turn by a Rumpa-Pum-Pum. J.G. is second, Finn Dillon has the third. Miramichi Darrell racing fourth. Repeat Power comes to fifth now. Then it is a Queen Links, Victory Hill, Alpha Ness, and Tuxedo's Thorpe trailing, but starting to move on the outside. Here comes Miramichi Darrell. Up on the outside and racing in behind him with cover Repeat Power. Up front, it is Bio Rumpa-Pum-Pum, a length and a quarter. J.G. second. Miramichi Darrell out driving third. Finn Dillon fourth. Repeat Power outside fifth. The half, 102 and 1. They're into the turn and they go to the 5/8, and it's Bio Rumpa-Pum-Pum. J.G. laying a second. Miramichi Darrell working up on the outside third. Finn Dillon fourth. Repeat Power now fifth. Then it is a Queen Links, Tuxedo's Thorpe, Victory Hill, Alpha S on to the 3/4. Bio Rumpa-Pum-Pum with Miramichi Darrell second. There goes Repeat Power racing out wide, 3 wide, and he's rushing on. Then it is J.G. Finn Dillon, 133 and 3 by the 3/4. Around the top turn by a Rumpa-Pum-Pum, Miramichi Darrell. Then J.G. and out 3 wide, Repeat Power. In between horses looking for room, Finn Dillon, then Queen Links, Alpha S, Tuxedo's Thorpe, Victory Hill. Heading home by a Rumpa-Pum-Pum. Up on the outside, Repeat Power driving on. It's going to be by a Rumpa-Pum-Pum, though, and here they are. To the wire it is by a Rumpa-Pum-Pum. Tight for second, Repeat Power, Miramichi Darrell, Finn Dillon for fourth. And the time for the mile, 2:04 and 3. And parading now, the winner, unofficial winner, 9th race, number 3, Bio Rumpa-Pum-Pum. Bay pacing horse, he's 4 by Horton Hanover from My Chandelier. Owned by Mal McLaughlin of St. John, trained and driven by Steve Mahar. The horse gets his first winning trip this season, taking a new record of 2:04 and 3. Now the result of the 9th race. Queen Links was 5th, J.G. 6th. By a Rumpa-Pum-Pum, your race winner. Finn Dillon was 4th, Miramichi Darrell 3rd. Alpha S was 7th, Victory Hill 9th, Tuxedo's Thorpe was 8th, and a Repeat Power was 2nd. Race times quarter 30 and 1, half 102 and 1, 3/4 133 and 3, and the mile in 2:04 and 3. To the field of 8. There's Diamond Digger with Jody Hennessy, Newport Jason, Wally Hennessy, Whirling Skip and Mike Downey. Bobby Sox with Tommy Mason, Bio Rumpa-Pum-Pum and Steve Mahar. Repeat Power, Mike Doyle. Shalom Allison, Stan Nelson. 'Tis a Cloud with Terry Bernard, and here they come. Clear off the Newport Jason quickly, going to the top, and that is Bio Rumpa-Pum-Pum, working up on the outside and challenging their neck and neck, dipping into the turn. It is Newport Jason on the inside, Bio Rumpa-Pum-Pum on the outside. Diamond Digger has a third. Then going up on the outside, racing on the fourth, it is a Bobby Sox. She's now third. It is Newport Jason, and Bio Rumpa-Pum-Pum is out from second on to challenge again. And the two leaders now neck and neck, and Bio Rumpa-Pum-Pum, he takes the lead as they go racing out by the quarter, 31-2. Newport Jason racing second. Diamond Digger has third. That's Repeat Power. Up on the outside, he's now racing on to fourth. And then Bobby Sox is fifth, whirling a skip, then racing off the top turn. They come driving on to the half, pacing on top by a Rumpa-Pum-Pum. Then Newport Jason's pacing a second. Repeat Power up strong on the outside. He's now second. He's up to the leader, bidding for the top, and he's the leader now as they go racing on by the half in three. Into the turn, Repeat Power shows on top by a Rumpa-Pum-Pum. Racing a second, Newport Jason is a third. Diamond Digger has fourth. Bobby Sox racing a fifth. Then Tizza Cloud gets up on the outside. Then it is Whirling Skip and the trailer Shalom Allison. It's on to the three-quarters, and Repeat Power moves out now by 2 lengths. By a Rumpa-Pum-Pum is second. Newport Jason out to challenge now from third. Diamond Digger going on for fourth. 134-1 by the three-quarters. They go into the top turn. Repeat Power leading now by 3. Newport Jason making up ground, racing a second. Diamond Digger on a strong a third. By a Rumpa-Pum-Pum is a fourth. Tizza Cloud racing fifth. They come swinging for home, and it is Repeat Power. Has a lead of 3.5. Repeat Power. Then Diamond Digger, Newport Jason, Tizza Cloud coming on. And it's going to be Repeat Power. Here they are to the wire. It is Repeat Power. Diamond Digger, then tight between Newport Jason and Shalom Allison. The time for the mile, 2:07-2. And parading now the winner of the third race, number 6, Repeat Power. He's a brown pacing colt, 3 of the Power Baron from Innocent Affair. Owned by Brian Foster of St. John and Mike Doyle of Bloomfield. Trained and driven by Mike Doyle. The colt gets his third winning trip from 4 starts this year. And tonight he steps to a new win race bracket of 2:07-2. And the result of the third is now official. Diamond Digger was second. Newport Jason, fourth. Whirling Skip was seventh. Bobby Sox was eighth. By a Rumpa-Pum-Pum was sixth. Repeat Power, your race winner. Shalom Allison was third. Tizza Cloud was fifth. And the race time's a quarter, 31-2. The half, 1:02 and 3. Three-quarters, 1:34-1. Repeat Power, taking a new record of 2:07-2. Well, Carmen Sealster, Woodard Carr. Charlotte's Blazer, Marcel Barrio. Baldwin Lord with Jody Hennessy. Flying Down, Steve Mason. Hummer Common with Bill Nicholson, Jr. Glenn Galcanina with Art Davidson. Hector Herbert, Wally Hennessy. The trailer is Gideon LaBelle with Peter Tuckerton, and here they come. They're off Baldwin Lord. Wings 4 has the early lead. Charlotte's Blazer up in between horses, and Carmen Sealster's on the inside. 3 wide around the turn, Carmen Sealster. Charlotte's Blazer goes for cover behind him. Up on the outside, Baldwin Lord drives on to second. He goes winging for the lead as they race on up the quarter. And it is now Baldwin Lord. Carmen Sealster second, Flying Down on the movies outside, racing on the third. Charlotte's Blazer his fourth and Flying Down. Goes up on the outside, lapped on the leader. They're neck and neck and by that opening quarter in 30-4 when it's Flying Down now. Then Baldwin Lord and Carmen Sealster, Charlotte's Blazer fourth. Then Hector Herbert is a fifth. They swing to the 3/8, Flying Down, Baldwin Lord. Here comes Carmen Sealster. Out from third, Charlotte's Blazer is a fourth. Hector Herbert, Gideon LaBelle, Hummer Gammon, Glen Galcanina far back, Legitimate Power. Carmen Sealster comes to the top now as they come to the half. Right behind him, Charlotte's Blazers on the move. On the rail, flying down. Then it's fouled and lowered as they go by the half, 102 and 4. Then it is Hector, Herbert, Gideon, LaBelle, Hummer, Garmin, Glen Galcanina. Around the turn they go, 3 wide now. Flying down the inside. Then Carmen Sealster on the outside. Charlotte's Blazer racing third. Up on the inside, found and lowered is 4. 3 wide now as they race on up the backstretch, and that is Charlotte's Blazer racing second, going for the lead. Shows a nose in front, flying down on the inside. They're neck and neck, found and lowered now third. Carmen Sealster is fourth. Hector Herbert moving up a fifth. 134 and 2 by the 3/4 round the top turn, flying down. Charlotte's Blazer hangs top second. Then found and lowered is racing a third. Hector Herbert now fourth. Carmen Sealster, Hummer, Garmin, Gideon, LaBelle, Glen Galcanina. They come heading home, and Charlotte's Blazer comes pacing to the top. Charlotte's Blazer flying down, fouled and Lord driving up a strong third. Hector Herbert, Hummer, Garmin. It's Charlotte's Blazer, fouled and Lord coming on. Here they are to the wire. It is tight between Charlotte's Blazer, fouled and Lord. We'll need a photo. The time for the mile. 2, 6, and 1. And parading now the unofficial winner of the 9th race, number 4, Found and Lord. Brave pacing gelding 6 by Flying Lord from Peerless Yankee. On the Clarence breed of Charlottetown, trained and driven by Jody Hennessy. The horse gets his second winning trip this season, his fastest tonight, 2, 6, and 1. Restart of the 9th race now official. Now the 4th race, approaching the top of the stretch for the field of 8, we have Buddy Fort with John Davies. Sharon Power, Mike Doyle, all-time finesse with Clark Smith. Can You Go and Steve Mahar, Pokey Calhoun with Tony Haig. Decapitated Sam Hodgson, Dashes Doll, Terry Bernard. Velvet Treasure with Ivan Davies. Here they come. They're off in all-time finesse paces. 40 takes the lead. Pokey Calhoun is outside. Racing is second. Funny Ford up on the inside is a third. Swinging around the turn, it is all-time finesse. He's the leader out by 2. Pokey Calhoun is racing a second by the 8th. Then Funny Ford. Racing on the rail is third. Up on the outside, 3 wide, and driving on goes Dashes Doll on the 4th in between horses. It is decaffeinated. And they go by the quarter now with all-time finesse out by a length and a half quarter, 32 and 1. All-time finesse, then on the outside, Dashes Doll now second, Pokey Calhoun third, Funny Ford is fourth. Then it is a decaffeinated Sharon Power up on the outside, Velvet Treasure, and Can You Go trails. They swing through the stretch now and come racing on to the half. Pacing on top of us all-time finesse. On the outside, Dashes Doll challenging second. The 2 leaders battling neck and neck as they go racing by the half. All-time finesse and Dashes Doll, the half and 3 and 4. Then Pokey Calhoun racing a third. Funny Fort, Sharon Power up on the outside racing on the 5th. Then it is decaffeinated Can You Go. Velvet Treasure trailing as they go by the 5/8 now. On to the 3/4 all-time finesse. Outside Dashes Doll now. Pokey Calhoun gets to second. Dashes Doll is third. Funny Fort moving up on the inside, racing fourth. Sharon Power is fifth. Then it is decaffeinated Can You Go on the run. Velvet Treasure trailing. The 3/4, 136 and 1. They're rid of the top turn. It is all-time finesse. Out of length, Pokey Calhoun second. Funny Fort driving up a third. They come by the 7/8, and it is all-time finesse with Pokey Calhoun laying in behind him, racing second. Out to challenge now, and Funny Ford swings out 3 wide. They're 3 wide, heading home. It is all-time finesse, Pokey Calhoun and Funny Ford. And here they are to the wire. It is all-time finesse, Pokey Calhoun, Funny Ford, and Sharon Power for 4th. The time for the mile, 2:07 and 4. Parading now the unofficial winner of the 4th race, number 3, all-time finesse. Chestnut pacing called He's 3 Years. He's by time zone from Miramichi Diane. Owned by Clark Smith of St. John and Dr. Paul Hogan of Windsor Junction, Nova Scotia. Trained and driven by Clark Smith. Out for his first start this season, the colt returns a winner, pacing in 2:07 and 4. The result of the fourth race is now official. Funny Ford was third. Sharon Power fourth. All-time finesse, your race winner. Can You Go was eighth. Pokey Calhoun second. Decaffeinated was fifth. Dasher's Doll seventh. Velvet Treasure sixth. Race times quarter 32 and 1, the half 103 and 4, 3/4 136 and 1, and the mile in 207 and 4.
Taking a break from our racing program.
Common Bill Nicholson Jr., Freddie Dream and Steve Mahar, Legitimate Power, Mike Doyle and Amber's Blazer with Jill Barrio. Here they come. They're off flying down, steps out, has the lead up, winging forward from the far outside, Amber's Blazer. He's driving on second. Glenn Galcanata has a third, Classic Cover fourth. Hummer Comet on the outside drives on fifth, and Freddie Dream, Legitimate Power trails. By the eighth pole, they're on up the backstretch going for the quarter. Amber's Blazer on top now, a length and a half. Flying down a second, Glenn Galcanata racing third, Classic Cover fourth. Hummer Garment goes to the rail, racing fifth. Then it's Freddie Dream and Legitimate Power trails, but he's out and moving as they go racing by the quarter, 30 and 4/5. Into the top turn, Amber's Blazer. Flying down lays a second, Glenn Galcanata third, Classic Cover is fourth. Hummer Garment fifth, Legitimate Power. Freddie Dream trails on the trail. They're by the 3/8 now and on through the stretch. Here they come. They're racing to the half, and Classic Cover rolled off stride. And that puts Legitimate Power wide and on the run. It is Amber's Blazer flying down, Glenn Galcanata. Hummer Garment now fourth, Freddie Dream, Classic Cover, and Legitimate Power now trailing off stride. And they're by the half, 103 and 2. They go into the turn and on to the 5/8. It is Amber's Blazer. Then flying down second, Glenn Galcanata third. Hummer Garment is fourth, Freddie Dream, Classic Cover, and Legitimate Power. They're by the 5/8, and the inquiry sign is up. On to the 3/4. Amber's Blazer, a length and a half, flying down a second. Glenn Galcanata drives third, Hummer Garment fourth, Freddie Dream, Classic Cover, and Legitimate Power. They were by the 3/4, 35 and 1. Into the top turn, Amber's Blazer. Flying down, driving hard second, Glenn Galcanata third, Hummer Common, Freddie Dream. Classic Cover, Legitimate Power. They're by the 7/8, and they come swinging home. It is Amber's Blazer. Flying down, out to challenge, racing a second, Glenn Galcanata third, Amber's Blazer. Flying down, coming on, but it's going to be Amber's Blazer. Here they are to the wire. Amber's Blazer flying down, Glenn Galcanata, Hummer Garmin, Freddie Dream, Classic Cover, Legitimate Power. Time for the mile, 2:04 and 4. Parading now, winner of the 5th race, number 8, Amber's Blazer, bay pacing horse 5 by Amberjack from Hoop Skirts. On to the Willis Stable O'Leary, Prince Edward Island, Marcel Barrio of St. John, trained by Marcel Barrio, Jill Barrio driving. Horse gets his second winning trip this season, his fastest this afternoon, 2:04 and 4. The result of the 5th race now official. Glenn Galcanata third, Classic Cover 6th, Flying Down was second, Hummer Garmin 4th, Freddie Dream 5th, Legitimate Power 7th, Smoky Argyle scratched, and Amber's Blazer your race winner. Race times quarter 30 and 4/5, the half 103 and 2, and 3/4 135 and 1, the mile 2:04 and 4. 5th race time for the stretch. Repeat Power, Mike Doyle, Broadcaster Billy, Peter DeCarton, Glenn Gal Galaxy, Art Davidson, Ann's Dahl, Jody Hennessy, Bozo's son, Wayne Sprague, Norm McKemmon, Steve Mahar, Armbro Cassius, Clark Smith, John Pfeiffer, Wally Hennessy, K.C. Jam, Joe Barrio, here they come. Armbro Cassius left that post. There, off Glen Gal Galaxy wings forward. It takes the lead. John Pfeiffer's going forward, and they go into the turn. Glen Gal Galaxy pacing out on top. Then up on the outside, John Pfeiffer challenging second. And Stahl has third. Broadcaster Billy is fourth. Repeat Power fifth. Then K.C. Jampozo's son As they go on to the quarter, there'll be a refund and Cassius on to the quarter. Glengale Galaxy stepping out of length for the quarter. John Pfeiffer racing a second. Ansdall is third. That is Repeat Power. Rushing up on the outside. Fourth goes on to third quarter, 30 and 4. Repeat Power drives for. He's now second, and he goes winging for the lead. Glengale Galaxy has it. Repeat Power challenging strong, racing second. John Pfeiffer third. They come off the turn. Through the stretch, they come racing to the half, and it's Glengale Galaxy with Repeat Power. The two leaders, neck and John Pfeiffer third, Ansdall fourth. Broadcaster Billy Casey, Jam, Bozo, Sun, and Storm a-coming as they go by the half, 101 and 2. They're into the turn, racing to the 5/8, neck, and it is Glengale Galaxy on the inside. Repeat Power on the outside. The two leaders, neck, and then we go back 6 lengths to John Pfeiffer third. On to the 3/4. Repeat Power goes to the top now. Repeat Power, Glengale Galaxy, John Pfeiffer, and up on the outside goes Broadcaster Billy. He's going on to third. And they are by the 3/4 now. 132. Repeat Power is the leader. Glengale Galaxy racing a second. Broadcaster Billy closing in on the leaders. Rushing on a good third. Casey Jam now fourth. Ansdall, Bozo, Sunstorm a-coming. John Pfeiffer. They come by the 7/8 pole. They swing for home. Repeat Power has the lead. Repeat Power, Glengale Galaxy, Broadcaster Billy, Casey Jam on the inside. It is Repeat Power with Broadcaster Billy coming to him, and here they are to the wire. It is Repeat Power, Broadcaster Billy, Casey Jam, and Bozo Sun. They were tight. Time for the mile, 2:04 and 3. Parading now the unofficial winner, race 5, number 1, Repeat Power. Brown pacing colt 3 years by Power Baron from Innocent Affair. On by Brian Foster of St. John, at Mike Doyle of Bloomfield. Trained and driven by Mike Doyle. The colt gets his 4th win from 6 starts this year, and he steps to a new win race record, 2:04 and 3. His old record was 2:07 and 2. And the result of the 5th race, now official. Repeat Power, your race winner. Broadcaster Billy 2nd. Glengale Galaxy was 5th. Ansdall 7th. Bozo Sun 3rd. Storm a-coming 6th. Harborough Cassius did not start. John Pfeiffer 8th. KC Jam 4th. Times quarter 30 and 4/5. The half 1:01 and 2. 3/4 1:32. And the mile 2:04 and 3. Diamond Digger and Jody Hennessy. Swing along in with Milton Downey, Miramichi, Enter Millet Couglin, Crossway with Willard Carr, and Duncan's Laverne with Elmore White. Here they come. There, off Diamond Digger, rushes forward, he takes the lead on the outside, swing along in, goes to second, Hummer Common is third on the rail. Swinging into the turn, Diamond Digger and swing along in, Hummer Common, Miramichi at her outside, he's 4th. Hasty Bick is racing 5th, then it is Crossway, Legitimate Power, Duncan's Laverne. Up the backstretch onto the quarter, Diamond Digger, the leader, swinging along in is 2nd, Miramichi at her his 3rd. Hummer Common racing 4th, Hasty Bick is 5th, then it is Crossway, Legitimate Power, and Duncan's Laverne, and they are by the opening quarter, 34 and 3. Into the top turn, Diamond Digger relaxed. Then swing along in is 2nd, Miramichi, Etter, Hummer Common, Hasty Bick out moving now from 5th. Then it is Crossway, Legitimate Power, and Duncan's Laverne as they swing off the top turn, come on through the stretch, racing for the half. Pacing on top, Diamond Digger. Swing along in, racing 2nd, Hummer Common. Up on the outside, now gets to 3rd. Then on the rail, Miramichi out of his 4th. Hasty Bick is out moving 5th, the half and 4. Then is Legitimate Power, Duncan's Laverne, and Crossway trailing. Out of the turn, they go to the 5/8. The leader is Diamond Digger. Swing along in is 2nd, Hummer Common drives up 3rd. Miramichi out on the rail is 4th. Hasty Bick is 5th. They're by the 5/8. Then Duncan's Laverne, Legitimate Power. Going to the 3/4, Diamond Digger, swing along in, Hummer Common. Hasty Bick going out 3 wide, racing on to 4th. Miramichi at her 5th, Legitimate Power, Duncan's Laverne, 135 and 4 by the 3/4. Into the top turn, Diamond Digger, Hasty Vic. On the outside, gets to second, swing along and she's racing third. Miramichietta is a fourth. Hummer Garmin fifth. Legitimate Power, Duncan's Laverne, they swing for home. And the leader is Diamond Digger, swing along in. Hasty Vic on the outside. Diamond Digger, Hasty Vic coming on. And here they are to the wire. It is Diamond Digger, then Miramichietta, swing along in, and Hasty Vic. And the time for the mile, 2:08 and 2. Parading now the winner of the 9th race, number 4, Diamond Digger. Brown pacing, gelding, 7 years, by Calcaneus from Yahanna, Diana. On but John Thompson of Sherwood, Prince Edward Island. Trained by John Davies with Jody Hennessy driving. The horse gets his 8th winning trip this season, pacing this afternoon in 2:08 and 2. The result of the 9th race now official. Hummer Garmin 6th. Hasty Vic was 4th. Legitimate Power 5th. Diamond Digger, your race winner. Swing Along In was 3rd. Miramichietta 2nd. Crossway 8th. Duncan's Laverne 7th. Race times quarter 31 and 3. Half 104. 3/4 135 and 4. And the mile in 2:08 and 2/5. With Mike Doyle, Power, Jimmy Elmore White. Dashes Dawn with Terry Bedard. Ball Diamond, Clark Smith. Port City Nick with Marcel Barrio. At Mid-Watch Melody with Gary Vincent, field of 8. And here they come. They're off and quickly, pacing to the top. It is Power Jimmy, that's Sharon Power off stride. Power Jimmy, the leader, into the turn. Port City Nick racing second, and settles for cover in along the rail. Decaffeinated has a third as they swing to the 8th pole. Power Jimmy out by a length and a half, and then racing second it is Port City Nick. Decaffeinated racing a third. Minji Special has a 4th as they go on to the quarter. Up front with the lead, Power Jimmy and Port City Nick racing second. Decaffeinated, then racing a 4th. Quarter 34 and 3, racing a 4th. It is a Minji Special as they go into the top turn. Then 5th in along the rail. It is Mid-Watch Melody as they come to the 3/8, and Power Jimmy the leader. Port City Nick racing is second. Decaffeinated is a 3rd. Moving up on the outside and challenging 4th comes a Minji Special. Then Mid-Watch Melody racing a 5th. Then it is a Dashes Doll, Ball Diamond, and Sharon Power trailing as they go racing out by the half in 105 and 1. Into the turn now, they race on to the 5/8, the leader. Power Jimmy, Port City Nick is racing a second. Up on the outside, Minji Special drives on the 3rd. Then Mid-Watch Melody is now a 4th. Then on the rail, racing a 5th, it is Decaffeinated. Dashes Doll going up on the outside as they go to the 3/4. Power Jimmy pacing with the lead. On the outside, Minji Special challenging second. Port City Nick is a 3rd. Mid-Watch Melody is 4th, 137 and 1 by the 3/4. They go into the top turn, and Power Jimmy pacing on top. On the outside, challenging a second, Minji Special. Then Port City Nick is racing a 3rd, Mid-Watch Melody 4th. They come swinging for home. It is Power Jimmy on the inside. Up on the outside, Minji Special. Port City Nick out to move from 3rd. Mid-Watch Melody is 4th. And here they are to the wire. It looks like Minji Special, Power Jimmy. Then in for 3rd. Port City Nick and Ball Diamond 4th. Time for the mile, 2:08 and 3. Parading now, the unofficial winner of the 4th race, number 2, Minji Special, the brown pacing filly. She's 3 years. By Horton Hanover from Star News. Owned by Marion Peacock of Rolling Dam, trained and driven by Steve Mahar. The filly breaks her maiden, gets a win race record of 2:08 and 3. Result of the 4th race is now official. Decaffeinated was 7th. Minji Special, your race winner. Sharon Power 8th. Power Jimmy was 2nd. Dashes Doll 6th. Ball Diamond was 5th.
Port City Nick was third. Midwatch Melody was fourth. Race times, quarter 31 and 3. Half 105 and 1. 3/4 137 and 1. And the mile in 2:08 and 3.